that pride themselves on personal interactions, beautiful custom craftsmanship, and an insanely knowledgeable and helpful staff that go above and beyond just for you. Joshua's Fine Jewelry is giving a huge shout out to all of our local River Valley and Natural State athletes. You guys are the real MVPs. Be sure to like Joshua's Fine Jewelry on Facebook today and go and give them a visit in downtown Russellville at 310 West Main Street.
Welcome back to Cyclone Stadium. Russellville going to host Greenwood tonight. And Greenwood coming in as the number one team in the state, 6-0. Perfect 6-0, 3-0 in conference play. They're coached by Rick Jones. He's in his 31st year as a coach, 16th year at Greenwood. He's got 180 wins, 24 losses, just 24 losses at Greenwood. He's only got 72 losses in his 31 years coaching. He's from Ardmore, Oklahoma. Greenwood this year, look, they're number one in 6A. People think they're dominant. I'm not saying they're not, but they do have just one Mercy Rule game. They beat Little Rock Hall 42-0. Now, I know I may be splitting hairs here. They won games by 30 points, by 20. They beat Northside by 28, a team that beat them last year. The only team that beat them last year. Of course, they're state champions last year. What I'm saying, though, is there have been some teams that have hung with them a little bit. El Dorado, even though they lost 52-24, it was 21-21 in the third quarter. Siloam lost by 30, but it was a one-point game at halftime. And what had happened in the El Dorado game is El Dorado came out with an empty backfield, 5 wide receivers, which they had not shown all year. And it took Greenwood by surprise. Now, at halftime, Greenwood made some adjustments and ended up winning the football game going away. But you need to do something like that. You kind of got to try to catch them off guard, but know that Greenwood's always going to be making some adjustments. That's why they're number one in the state, defending state champions, undefeated on the season. They're led by the quarterback, Jace Presley. He wears number 8 tonight. He's got 23 touchdown passes. Doesn't make many mistakes. Just one interception on the season. He's thrown for a little over 1,800 yards. Their running game is keyed by Hunter Wilkinson. 75 carries, 341 yards, 7 touchdowns. But they don't run the ball that much. They throw it quite a bit with Mr. Presley. Think about that, 1,800 yards in 6 games and just 1 interception. They spread the football around as far as their wide receivers go, but their leading receiver is number 1, Caden Brown. He's got 32 catches on the year, 5 touchdown receptions. Peyton Carter, number 88, has 30 catches, 2 touchdowns. Their leading touchdown receiver is actually number 6, Trayton Dawson, 25 catches, 8 touchdowns. So of your 4 wide receivers, you got 32, 30, 25, and 21 catches. They really do spread the football around when you're talking about their wide receivers. So it's something that the Cyclone defense is going to have their hands full tonight with this Greenwood team. Looking at the Cyclone side of it, Braden Whitford will start at quarterback, 8 touchdown passes, 899 yards. He completes 61% of his passes. Remember, he hasn't played every down like Jace Presley has because Justin Lovelace has played some at quarterback and had a touchdown pass actually last week, not at quarterback, but they split time a little bit during the season. But Russellville, one of the main things that Russellville's done well is once they've gotten in the red zone, they've scored. They score 86% of the time getting in that red zone, and sometimes they've been set up by their defense in that red zone, maybe the special teams. Russellville needs some big plays by their special teams and their defense tonight. Anytime you're an underdog, and Hootens has Greenwood favored by 30, that's a lot of points. So Russellville's a big underdog, but anytime you're an underdog of that caliber, of that big, many points, you really need something to go your way, need something to go your way early and get these kids excited and maybe some of their confidence going when they're playing the number 1 team in the state.
Well, I know they talk about Greenwood being a machine, and they are, but a machine can be broken, and we've got the personnel that can do that. I like what you said mentally. You got to prepare yourself. The key to beating Greenwood is what happens in the week prior to the game. You've got to beat them in your mind first, and once you do that, and you have the confidence in that, then you can beat them on the field. They can be beaten. As you said, some teams have hung with them for a half. And then you got to start making adjustments. But we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties that hurt us against Lake Hamilton. We had a couple of them right in a row, big ones too. We can't do that. But we cannot be come out here and be intimidated by Greenwood. We can beat this team, and we've got the personnel to do it.
We'll take a break and come back with more of your pregame show and eventually get to kick off. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Hey, it's Drew and Mitchell for Bring a Steakhouse off Main Street in Russellville. Bring a Steakhouse, very proud to be sponsoring the local sports right here in the River Valley with a commitment to community and a commitment to great service and a great dining experience. Not to mention the best cuts of meat. They have prime cuts, which is even better than choice. Check out the sirloin, especially. Best sirloin, in my opinion, in the River Valley, possibly the world. Bring a Steakhouse in Russellville, help making possible the broadcast of our local athletics in the River Valley.
How many times have you had to go without your heating or your air unit when you needed it most? Your family's freezing or sweating and they look to you for relief. You call someone and they say it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix. Do you really feel like you have a choice? Well, now you do. Call Tony at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air at 479-964-4004 for a free second opinion from a guy you can trust to take care of you and your family and get that all the extra charges. Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
Your favorite meals from your favorite local restaurants have never been easier to eat, you guys, thanks to My Order Out. MyOrderOut.com is a food delivery service owned by... To do is go online to myordorout.com. Select Get Started Here, select a restaurant, and create your very own order. Then you can proceed to checkout and enjoy hot and delicious food delivered right to your door. Go to myordorout.com to learn more.
How can I help you?
Can you turn on the porch light? I can't see anything.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Not every innovation is helpful, but the new ITMs at First State Bank can help you achieve your banking needs at the push of a button. Interact with local tellers, cash a check, and more, right from your car. Plus, ITMs are open weekdays from 7 to 7. To learn more about First State Bank's new innovative services, go to fsbitm.com.
KCJC, Dardanelle, Russellville.
You guys play the best country of all.
River Country. KCJC.
Coin toss being done right now. And Cole Hathcote, one of the four captains for the Cyclones, wearing number 17. Cyclones have won the toss, and they've elected to receive. Cole Hathcote was ejected from the game last week for a helmet-to-helmet hit, and they said it was targeting automatic ejection. Turns out they had that all wrong, and they even had the helmet-to-helmet contact, the targeting contact, wrong. Russellville appealed, and when they sent in the tape, within 30 minutes, they got a call back and said it should not have been called, and Cole Hathcote has been cleared to play. If Russellville has a good sideline camera, they have a good end zone camera, and when you saw the end zone, which I saw it on Saturday, and I showed it to a friend of mine who's an official, as soon as he saw it, he says Russell's going to win their appeal because he says that was not targeting. And so Cole Hathcote able to play. The only bad thing is, as Coach Weaver talked about, he said that Cole Hathcote was missing those 2.5 quarters, and so that was big. Russell winning the toss and electing to receive here. Are you surprised by that? Sorry about that. Didn't have your mic turned up.
No, I'm really not. I think Russellville wants the ball. I think they want to establish their offense and move down and get some kind of score against this Greenwood defense. I'm glad.
Well, Greenwood huddling up, and I was expecting, you never know what Greenwood's going to do. They usually don't take chances like that, but you never know if they're going to actually huddle up and kick it immediately. But looks like they're going to be a conventional kickoff, and we're set for action. Cyclones in their home red uniforms and bobbling the catch at the 4-yard line, starting back towards the 10, stops back at the 15, and that's where Russellville is going to be stacked up there. And I didn't see who caught that. I thought it was Caleb Gray, but I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to wait and see. And still don't know who the ball carrier was. It was number 37, Gavin Graham. Mm-hmm. Now, Russellville doesn't go as fast on offense as Greenwood does, so when Greenwood's got the football, we're gonna have to be very quick between you may not get to talk much between plays, actually, is what's going to wind up happening, because they actually go pretty quickly. Russellville's going to have the ball at the 16-yard line. Sorry to interrupt you, but Russell, now we have a stoppage of play. I don't know what happened here. Already a stoppage of play, but no yellow flag out. The official blew it, the man in the white hat, and blew it dead. Then he looked at the back judge, and then he came over and talked to Coach Weaver. And I don't know if we have issues with the play clock or what. He's motioning down around that 25-second shot clock.
Weaver, I don't know how we could have issues. They didn't even start it.
Well, maybe that's the reason. I mean, if it's not starting, then it's not actually working. Right now it's stuck at 25, so it may not be working. Now it is rolling, so maybe either that was it and it was something else, or or not at 2 running backs for Russellville as we start 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Here's the fake sweep. Whitford, he's going to step to his left. He's going to heave it downfield. He's got a man open, and we're going to get a flag. There's interference, and they're using pink flags tonight for breast cancer awareness, and the official can't say yellow laundry, but Marquise Peter had man-on-man coverage, and he had Jasna. I'm sorry, I was going to say that wrong. Jaden Jasna beat, and we got pass interference. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. No, they're going to wave it off.
Wave it off? Oh, come on.
I don't know why. Well, there's no such rule as uncatchable in high school football, so that couldn't be it. I'm guessing they just felt like they got their legs tangled. So they talked about it. The man who was back there, the only official that was back there, is the one that threw the flag.
Yeah, it happened right in front of him, but
and he threw it. But yeah, they talked about it and waved it off. Sorry about that. No. 2nd down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Again, bringing a man in motion to the short side of the field. They're going to turn, throw a backwards pass, a double pass again, and now they got Peters wide open, and he's got it at the 45-yard line. He fell down having to make a diving catch, but the double pass works in the Cyclones. A big gain there.
Well, we did that against Lake Hamilton and wasn't able to complete, but we did on this one. Peter was wide open, had the defense of Greenwood completely fooled.
And I think it was Gavin Graham that threw that, but I'm going to have to get confirmation for that. We're going to call it Gavin Graham. It's a gain of 40 yards, just underway. That's just the second play of the game, so no score. And 2 receivers running out the left, empty backfield. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the short side of the field, and Greenwood just jumped off sides. And that'll be 5 yards for Russellville.
Yeah, I thought they wasn't going to call it there for a minute, but I keep looking for a yellow flag, and like you say, they're pink, honoring cancer awareness. I think that's a good idea.
And this will be 1st and 5 for the Cyclones here. 11-13 left to play first quarter. Not even in the first minute, Russellville on the move, getting that first down. Brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions. 2 running backs back of the backfield. 1 goes behind Whitford. Play action pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. Backwards pass to I'm going to say Gavin Graham. It is Gavin Graham, and he's going to be slung down behind the line of scrimmage back at the 42-yard line. That's not a pass. It's a run by Graham. He loses yardage on the play.
Well, that was a smart play by Whitford. He could have get sacked for a loss, so we did lose some yardage, but not as bad as it could have been.
Gavin Graham, very versatile. Last year as a 9th grader was actually the Whirlwinds quarterback. Cole Hathcote, the other running back there, and he's going to get the handoff here on 2nd down and 8, and he's going to be hit the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Cyclones. We saw Hathcote start last week at running back and at linebacker. And, of course, after being ejected, and wrongfully so, because the AAA came out and they gave him lifted what would be suspension. Basically said they were wrong to throw him out, so he's in the game here. 3rd down and long. Whitford gets the snap, looks left, throws out of the backfield is Kobe Robinson. He's hit as soon as he catches it, gets just inside the 36-yard line, and decision time for Coach Jeff Weaver.
You know, you're within 2 yards of a first down, and you're in Greenwood territory, so why not?
I expect him to go for it when you're playing against the number 1 team in the state. You take chances like this generally. Russell looking at 4th down and 2. Whitford, the quarterback, he's going to get the snap roll to his right, and he's going to throw deep downfield. He's got a man. It's complete at the 5. Touchdown. Touchdown Cyclones. That's Caleb Gray.
And Caleb was behind his defender, wide open. A beautiful pass by Whitford.
36 yards for the Cyclone touchdown. That touchdown brought to you by Phil Wright Autoplex. And the Cyclones leading Greenwood 6-0.
Not much movement on that Greenwood sideline. They're a little stunned right now.
And the extra point by Connor Cooper is good. Russell leads at 7-0 early going first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Maybe you're moving some dirt around the house. Got jobs to do. Things you need to get finished. And equipment to move. Well, maybe you don't have what you need. River Valley Tractor has it. And they have great prices and great people. Family owned and operated, they treat people like you would expect to treat family. Whatever you're looking for, Kubota has you covered. Construction equipment, farm equipment, zero-turn mowers. Go by today and see the family at River Valley Tractor. 702 Weir Road in Russellville. River Valley Tractor.
For over 70 years, Old South Restaurant at 1330 East Main Street in Russellville has been faithfully serving the River Valley. We're helping you make it through the workday with a hearty home-styled lunch, and of course serving your family with a dinner that would even make your mama proud. Old South Restaurant on Main Street in Russellville. We're here for you.
We're here for you, so come on by Old South.
Caden Brown and Jaden Jasna back deep for Greenwood. Russell's going to squib kick it. They're going to let it go all the way back, and it is going to be Brown. He's going to pick it up at the 19-yard line. He's got a hole, and he may go. He's across midfield, cuts back, and he's going to score. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. Russell tried to kick it away from their main guy as they squib kicked it down the middle, but Greenwood, to their credit, let it go all the way. They let their guy get it, Jaden Jasna, and he returns at 81 yards for the score. Just like that, Greenwood is a point away from tying this football game.
Well, they had an opening right up the middle. Their special teams did a great job as far as blocking. I don't know if we'll see that play again.
The extra point is good, and we're all tied at 7 with 9:04 left. So Russellville, didn't even get a chance to tell you about their drive. They score a touchdown, then Greenwood comes back, returns the opening kickoff, or not the opening kickoff, but return kickoff for a score themselves as Jackson Stewart added the point after. We're going to keep it right here and tell you about Russellville's scoring drive. Russellville took the opening kickoff, and in 2 minutes and 43 seconds, they went 84 yards in 6 plays. Whitford hit Caleb Gray for a 36-yard touchdown pass. That was highlighted by Gavin Graham. I call it a halfback pass. It was a double pass from Graham to Marquise Peter of 40 yards. Greenwood answers in 13 seconds with an 81-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Jaden Jasna. Both teams hitting their extra points, so we're all tied at 7. Greenwood breaking the huddle that they do before the kickoff. Kicking off once again from the left hash. Graham and Gray back deep for the Cyclones. They're going to kick it towards Graham. He's going to field this one near the right hash at the 6-yard line. He's across the 15. He stops. Stutter steps his way, cuts back to the 20, gets near the 24-yard line. Let things develop there, and I think when you stop like that, sometimes you catch the defense sort of napping a little bit, and you're able to make up some extra yards. That's what he did. They got near the 24-yard line. If they give him the 24, that'll be an 18-yard return.
Well, I'd like to see this offense just march down again, take our time, make some good plays, good passes, no penalties.
The thing it could do is it could really put pressure on Greenwood's defense, because even though I'm sure they liked returning the kickoff for a touchdown, defense goes right back out there. They're going to give this to Kobe Robinson, nothing doing. That's the running game you're talking about. Russellville, and not getting nothing on that handoff, and now some of the lights here go out. We have a lights in this north end zone have gone out, and I don't know, somebody up here either just turned them off or if they blew out, because there's more than one section that's out. Russellville's wanting to go ahead and play. Their offense is lining up, defense lining up too, but I tell you, they just have some switches up here, and when they all go out like that, I think the switches go out, but the fact that they haven't come right back on, because I haven't seen them flicker and then it takes a little while to heat up, maybe they have. We're going to take a break. Russellville and Greenwood tied here as the lights, part of the lights going out. Some of the people on the far side open up cell phones. Not a bad idea. We may have to do that. We're going to take a break, 30-second break, and be back hopefully with action. We're all tied at 7. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
This is Adam Stoffel, Phil Wright Auto
Is
Parts.
that-
This month only up to $8,500 off 2020 Buick Conclaves or 0% for 72 months on all remaining 2019 models. Or up to $10,000 off 2019 Buick Envisions or 0% for 72 months. Register to win with your purchase of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Toyota, or pre-owned. A 2019 Polaris Sportsman or Honda Ranger. Up to 30% off 2019 Buick Concours or 0% for 72 months. Phil Wright, Exit 84.
Well, we have lights out here at Cyclone Stadium, actually in both end zone, mainly the north end zone, because I see some of there's 3 light poles on the far side running from 10, about the 5-yard line, the 5-yard line, and the one on our left, right in front of the new indoor facility is out. And then we have some on our side to our left is also out, and then some on our side to our right, I believe, is also out. And there's enough light to play between the 30s, but that may be about it. We're all tied at 7. Russellville took the opening kickoff, and they went 84 yards in 6 plays. Braden Whitford hitting Caleb Gray for a 36-yard touchdown.
It looks like they're going to start play.
And the extra point was good there to make it 7-0. Greenwood, Jaden Jasna returned to 81 yards on the kickoff after the Cyclone touchdown. Extra point was good. We're tied at 7, and we're going to play with on. Coach Johnson, Johnny Johnson, the athletic director, had walked out on the field to talk to both coaches and the officials, and a decision's been made to keep playing. So Russellville looking at 2nd down and 13 after losing 3 yards on the handoff. They've moved 2 people in motion to the far side. They both got to get set before the snap. They do. Empty backfield. Whitford takes a snap. He'll immediately roll left, spin back to the right, throw the tunnel screen, not there. Marquise Peter was there. He pulled back. I don't know if he thought there was another receiver in the area, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
I think that pass was for him and is out in front of him. Had a blocker out there taking care of the Greenwood defender.
Graham's going to come out. Kobe Robinson, the running back in, usually in the backfield on something like this for pass protection. As Russell will have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They need their own 33 for a 1st down. Greenwood showing blitz from the outside. Here they come. Whitford's going to let it fly, and he had Lovelace open, but overshot him just a little bit. It'll bring up 4th down and long, and the Cyclones are going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, that was a good play. Lovelace was behind the defender, but the ball was about 3 to 4 yards over his head. But that's a good play. I think we need to try that one again.
And Tristan Wheelis on for the Cyclones. Well, is it Tristan Wheelis? Seeing a different number. This is Ty Hips, number 43. He's on to punt the football for the Cyclones. He punted in junior high, and this is a beauty. It's going to hit at the Greenwood 45 and take a Cyclone roll and gets down to the 36-yard line. I wonder if Wheelis is hurt or if they're just mixing it up a little bit. And 43-yard punt for number 43. And now this is the first time we will see Greenwood's offense on the field. And if they do like they did against the Siloam and a couple other teams, they go extremely fast between plays. We'll try to keep up. They throw more than they run. Not that they won't run, but they throw more because they like the quarterback, Jace Presley, who's thrown for over 1,800 yards. Just as we say that, they're going to run the sweep to Wilkinson, running the far side. He's got some room. He gets the corner. He's across midfield. He's going to be pushed out of bounds in Cyclone territory. Well, he gets into Cyclone. I'm sorry.
No,
they're going to mark it down at the 41. No, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds back at the Cyclone 44, so a gain of 13, and Greenwood ready on 1st down. 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to motion 1 out. That is number 1, Caden Brown, their leading receiver. Presley under pressure, and he's going to be dropped back on the other side of the 50 as he's sacked by the Cyclone defense back at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, Kobe Curtis, Cole Hathcote, and I believe that was number 69, Gilbert in there.
2nd down for Greenwood. They're having to back up the receivers to get them online. They're going to throw out the backfield to Wilkinson. He's got the catch, has to dodge a man, and this is going to come back. He's brought down and gets into Cyclone territory, but we have a flag back at the 48-yard line near the line of scrimmage. This is going to be holding against Greenwood, the wide receiver out here.
I don't know if it's holding or pushing A block in the back.
Well, you can block in the back if you engage them right in that free blocking zone. I think this is going to be a hold. Or are they going to? Yeah, there's going to be holding penalty. And they're going to mark it from where? They're going to mark it right at midfield. So Presley does get credit for a completion to midfield, but then we have the penalty going against the Bulldogs and going to put it back at the 40-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 26. Greenwood going the wrong direction. We're all tied at 7. 7:15 left to play first quarter. Presley is going to hand it to Wilkerson. No, it's play action pass. He throws over the middle and is incomplete. He had Brown wide open. Had he thrown it over Brown's right shoulder, the correct shoulder, left shoulder had been a touchdown. He threw it over the wrong shoulder.
Yeah, T.J. Holt was in the area. He might have had a shot at that, but he was looking at another receiver also. They flooded that right side of their offense.
3rd down and 26. Sorry, they're at the 40-yard line. They're getting ready to snap the football. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left with Wilkinson in the backfield. They stop briefly to check the sideline. Ball on the left hash mark. They need the Cyclone just inside the Cyclone 35 for a first down. Presley back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to heave it downfield, man-on-man coverage, and it's going to be incomplete. Incomplete. And it's going to bring it 4th down. Greenwood coaches are wanting pass interference. Maybe it's too dark down there, because that's where the lights have blown, and they're not going to get the call.
Yeah, that was the number 1, Brown, and it was a little short. The pass was a little short, and he had to reach back for it. Unable to make the catch.
They still would have had to go for it on 4th down again, because it would have been a 15-yard penalty. Because there is no automatic first down in high school football. Jackson Stewart on to do the kicking. Player back deep for the Cyclones, back at the 25-yard line. I can't tell who that is back there.
Wolf.
It's too dark. And boy, Russell almost got it. They came with pressure. Wolf going to fair catch it. He has a step up at the 31-yard line to make the catch. So a good stand by the defense, pushing them backwards with some penalties and a sack. 29-yard punt. There is no return. The Cyclones take over at their own 31-yard line.
I like the way Russellville's calling a lot of misdirection plays. They're keeping that defense moving one way, and you take the ball and bring it back the other.
Russellville and Greenwood all tied at 7. Russellville scored on their first possession. The ensuing kickoff, Greenwood returned for a touchdown. So that was Greenwood's first offensive possession with their offense out on the field, and they go a 3 and out. I'll check that. They got a first down, didn't they? Whitford on first down, going to roll to his right. He's running out of real estate. He's going to throw it and throws it out of bounds. There's a receiver in the area. I think that was more just get rid of it, as Wolf was in the area. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Braden Whitford, 2 of 6 for 41 yards. Russellville, though, with 81 yards passing because of the Gavin Graham pass to Marquise Peter that flipped the field for the Cyclones on their first possession. We're all tied at 7, 6:44 left to play here in the first quarter. Whitford, plenty of time, going to throw a little short route, bobbled, caught again by Marquise Peters. He's slung down at the 35-yard line. Caught that one twice. They caught it, almost lost it, able to hold it, and Russellville now pick up 4 yards there. It'll bring up 3rd down and a manageable 6. Coming into this game, the Cyclones just 23% on 3rd down conversions, but 64% on 4th down conversions. They need right at their own 41 for a first down. Ball on the right hash mark, clock rolling, 6:13 left to play first quarter. Greenwood showing blitz from the outside. They're going to motion now the backfield, Cole Hathcote. They're going to turn and hand off the draw play, and they're going to get a couple yards. That'll be it. I think that's Colby Curtis that carries straight up the gut. Usually when you do a draw play like that, you may be thinking about going for it on 4th down, but I think Russell's going to punt on 4th and 4. And Ty Hips again going to be back deep, or back 15 yards away to punt the football. He had a 43-yard punt his first time. And back deep is Jasna for Greenwood. He returned a kickoff 81 yards for a score. Hips lets this one fly, and Jasna going to call for a fair catch at his own 34-yard line. That's where Greenwood will start as a 29-yard punt with no return. Both teams exchanging 29-yard punts on those possessions there, and Greenwood going to take over at their own 34-yard line with 5:29 left to play here in the first quarter, and we're all tied at 7.
Yeah, Russellville had good coverage on that punt. That's why he had to call for a fair catch. No place to run.
Get ready because Greenwood likes to go fast. They were hampered by a sack and some penalties their first time. Presley going to have an empty backfield. They're going to run Brown in front of his face. Then the snap, screen pass far side. Russell's got to make a tackle out there one-on-one, and they are able to push him out of bounds as he gets near the 38-yard line. That's Peyton Carter on the catch.
Yeah, good defense by Russellville, staying with him and not letting him break loose.
Give him the 38, so a pickup of 4 yards on the play. 2nd down and 6. Presley, again, screen far side's complete in traffic across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Again, that was Carter who caught it.
All right. That's 80 and 88s. Hard to see with the lights out here. The lights have gone out. There's about 3 light poles that are out here at Cyclone Stadium. They're continuing to play. Here's a draw play, and they've got the first down as they give it to Wilkinson, and he's going to be stacked up, and finally they blow it dead. No, that's Legion, but he does get the first down. First down for Greenwood, number 41. He's there, has second most carries, and he gets the 42-yard line. No, 41-yard line is what they're going to give him.
So better get off.
Pickup of 3 on the play. And Presley's going to drop back, roll to his left, and is going to throw, and there's going to be some contact and a penalty coming against the Cyclones. We'll have a penalty that'll put the Cyclones, or put the ball in Cyclone territory. It'll be a pass interference, so 15-yard penalty. Now they're going to call it holding. So still, should give them a first down at the Cyclone 44-yard line.
A lot of pressure on Presley at that time. He overthrew the ball. That's one thing we did not need right then was a penalty.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Cyclone 44. We're all tied at 7. 4:37 left to play here in the first quarter. Jace Presley, the quarterback, empty backfield. Man in motion. That's Caden Brown. Presley looking right, nothing there. He's going to turn and take it himself straight up the gut. He's inside the 40, tackled at just as he gets inside the 38-yard line.
A tackle by Kobe Curtis. Coming up from behind and getting him. That's a good play by Curtis.
But a pickup of 6 on the play, 2nd and 4. Again, empty backfield for Presley. 3 receivers to the left this time. Again, Brown runs in motion in front of the quarterback. Then he gets the snap, fakes the screen. He's going to be swarmed back at the 42-yard line and tackled by a host of Cyclones on that play.
Yeah, Ty Hips was there, and when Presley's holding the ball, he holds it out in front of him like a loaf of bread, and I like what Hips was doing. He was going after the ball.
Markel Franklin also there, and he's coming off the field now as Russellville going with a little bit more speed. Another defensive back as it's 3rd down and 7 for Greenwood. Motioning out of the backfield is Wilkinson. Presley, plenty of time. Going to throw across the middle. It's complete enough for the first down inside the 30. And this is going to be the number 80, Lazaro Angel. And that's going to give him the 27-yard line, a first down for the Bulldogs. Russell running off players, and they do just in time get off screen out of the backfield as Angel, or maybe that's Carter, as he steps out of bounds near the 20. They're going to give him the 21-yard line.
That's just little swing passes of about 5 to 6 yards on both sides.
2nd down and 5 here. Presley going to give it to Wilkinson, and straight up the gut. He's got some room. He's inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Greenwood. Well, they hit the quarterback, but he didn't have the football. He gave it off to Hunter Wilkinson, and Greenwood has a 13-7 lead. 21-yard run for Hunter Wilkinson. And Jackson Stewart is on to try the extra point for the Bulldogs. Again, lights are out here at Cyclone Stadium, but they're starting to turn back on. They must have blew a transformer or something, but they're slowly coming back on. And I do see that Jackson Stewart hits the extra point, so Greenwood takes a 7-point lead as they lead at 14-7. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Dear Golden Sons and Wonder Boys, Ozark Explorers and Main Street Adorers, there's a new casino coming to town. Wouldn't it be great if it were Choctaw Casino and Resort? A place built for the community and the people of Pope County. This is your home. It should be your casino. Luckily, it's not too late to let your voice be heard. Talk to your city and county representatives and let them know that you choose Choctaw. For more information, visit ChoctawArkansas.com.
Greenwood goes 66 yards in 8 plays in 2 minutes 11 seconds. Wilkinson, a 21-yard touchdown run, the first lead for the Bulldogs as they take a 14-7 lead over the Cyclones. Russellville, same 2 players back deep, Gavin Graham and Caleb Gray. They're going to kick it once again to Graham, and he's going to catch it near the sideline around the 5-yard line, and it's going to be thrown back to Caleb Gray on the far side. They got some room. He's across the 15, 20, and cuts back at the 25. He's going to be pushed out of bounds before he gets the 30-yard line.
Boy, I don't think Greenwood or anybody else in this stadium expected that.
Now, he caught it along sideline, played into perfectly what Russellville wanted to do as he threw it across the field. As long as you throw it backwards, you're okay to do that. He threw it back across the field. Russellville ends up getting 22 yards. And just as a statistician's note, Caleb Gray is actually credited with that entire run back, even though Gavin Graham ran about 7 yards before he threw it back over his shoulder on the left side. 1st and 10, and Russellville just got Greenwood to jump, but Greenwood's saying Russellville jump. Oh, they're gonna call it on Greenwood. Well, it could have been offsides on us, but the ref saw it the way we saw it. And gives Russellville a 1st down and 5. Second time they've had a 1st down and 5. Greenwood's been penalized 3 times for 20 yards. 3 receivers to the right, 1 left. Russellville almost feels like a free play when you get a 1st and 5. They're going to roll out backfield throwing, and it is complete to Brady Burnett. A jumping, leaping catch, and he spins for an extra 3 yards and gets to midfield.
That's the hands of Brady Burnett. He kept his eyes on the ball, concentrating, grabbed it, and tucked it in.
By diving, he jumped up and he came down on his feet, so he's able to pick up an extra 3 or 4 yards. For a minute there, I thought it was going to be intercepted going back the other direction. That's the first catch for Brady Burnett. Goes for 18 yards, and a Beeson Roofing Solution 1st down here on River Country KCJC. Greenwood just jumped, but not in the neutral zone. They're going to turn and hand it to Kobe Robinson, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a half yard. And Braden Whitford's, he was pointing, I don't know if he was saying they were offsides, but if they do, they blow it dead. So he must have been pointing at something else. So second,
it's hard to get yardage going up the middle against that Greenwood defense.
Kobe Curtis and Cole Hathcote in at running back now for the Cyclones, and they're on either side of Braden Whitford. Whitford claps, nothing happened, trying to draw Greenwood off sides. He's going to take it and throw to Hathcote out of the backfield, takes a lick, but stays on his feet, and he'll get out of bounds at the 42-yard line. The official said keep the clock going, and I don't know, because he never actually went down, so why did you keep the clock going on that? But the clock is, no, it's still rolling. It's at 1:51 now they stop it. Yeah, it's at 1:53, 1:51. 3rd down, and is it 2? A long 2 for Russellville as he got about the 43-yard line. Whitford again out of the backfield to Cole Hathcote. He might have gotten a yard, maybe 2. They're going to give him the 41-yard line. He's going to be shy of the 1st down. It'll bring up 4th down and 1.
Well, again, we're in Greenwood territory. I'd say this is we're going to go for it.
Russellville's converted a 4th down in this game. They need to convert another one here. They need a yard at the Greenwood Bulldog 41-yard line. Play clock at 20. Minute 20 left to go in the 1st quarter. Cyclones trail by a touchdown. Whitford has 2 running backs back there with him. They're going to creep up and show blitz. Give it to Kobe Curtis. He's got the 1st down. And they're going to give him just inside the 40. He needed the 40 for the 1st down. They pushed him backwards, but he's got forward progress. The fish on the far side is not as generous, but it's still enough for a 1st down. But he ran to this side of the field. So he didn't get a great spot, but the back side of the football was touching the 40, and that's all they needed. So Russellville gets a 1st down, and that brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on River Country KCJC. Minute 2 left to play here in the 1st quarter. Russellville trailing 14-7. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They're going to motion again 2 receivers or 2 running backs to be receivers left side. That's Graham and Burnett. Roll to the right, back left, a little throwback, complete a screen to Marquise Peter. He's breaking a tackle at the 35, gets all the way to inside the 25, inside the 20 before he's out of bounds. Breaking tackle, they were just trying to drag him down from behind, and that wasn't working for Marquise. He just took him along for the ride to the 20-yard line.
That's number 9, Jaden Martin was trying to bring him down, just couldn't do it.
Another Beeson Roofing Solution first down. Russell going quickly here, giving Greenwood a little bit of taste of their own medicine. Empty backfield. Whitford throws a screen pass to Graham on the far side, trying to get the corner, and he's not going to. He's going to be tackled back at the 21-yard line. We have a flag back at the 23 out there. That's usually in the area of holding. But we'll wait and see the official call. And if it is, it can wind up being a 13-yard penalty, because where the flag was thrown. It was actually for a loss of 1 on the play. So we'll wipe out the completion because it is a hold against Russellville.
That's what we talked about in pregame. We got to stay away from these penalties. It kills you on offense. It just kills a drive. And it happened to us last week, and we got to take control of this.
The good thing is it's still first down. Russell trailing by a touchdown. 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. They've moved the ball back to the 32-yard line. So we still get that extra down back. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Kobe Robinson in the backfield with Whitford. Braden back to pass, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be hit at the 35, and that's all he's going to get. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play as he is sacked for a loss of 3, and that'll bring up second down and 25. Russell does not have to snap it again if they don't want to. They could head and I say darkness back the other direction, but the lights are almost completely back on as we're getting ready to start the second quarter. After 1 quarter of play, it's Greenwood 14, the Cyclones 7. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Miller Roofing Company. They've been serving our neighbors in the River Valley since 1991. Miller Roofing offers residential and commercial styles, pitched, flat roofs, and more, plus a wide variety of materials: tile, shingles, metals, you name it. Also at Miller Roofing, they do chimney caps, wood repair, they work on your gutters, they do custom metal fabrication, chimney flashing, and tons more. So get a quote today from Miller Roofing. They're not just good, they're great. 479-890-3499. Parents have a hard job. How do you feed the kids good food without breaking the bank? When you dine in at Steak and Shake on Saturday and Sunday, kids eat free with every $9 spent, and your food is always made to order. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive. Steak and Shake's reward app makes saving super easy. Download the Steak and Shake Rewards app for free. Then order and pay from your device or smartphone, and every $50 that you spend, you get $5 in rewards. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive.
Welcome back as we start the second quarter. It's the 8th play of this drive for the Cyclones. Trying to answer Greenwood's score. Russell trailing by a touchdown, 14-7, starting the second quarter, looking at second down and 25 from the Bulldog 35-yard line. Different formation than we've seen from the Cyclones. 2 receivers each side, but they're bunched up almost like tied in with single file line. Whitford, and as he drops back, we have a completion to Lovelace as he's inside the 30 to the 28. Hit immediately. A good pickup of 7 on the play.
Cole Hathcote had went into motion to that side, and he was running downfield looking for somebody to block.
So Russell went from 1st and 22 because of that holding penalty. They went backwards on a sack, and now they have a 3rd and 18. If you're looking ahead, in case we don't make this, Connor Cooper is 5 of 7 field goals this year, and his long is 39. Whitford back to pass. He's going to have to step up. He's under pressure. He does get away from it. Rolling to his right. He's got to do something with it. Nope, he's going to be hit back at the 30. Just couldn't buy enough time to get rid of it. And so we lose 2 yards on the play. And from here, it would be a 47-yard field goal on 4th down and 20. We're looking at Coach Weaver, and Russell staying out on the field. One of the things, maybe it's too long to kick the field goal. Feel like it's too short to punt it. Russell's going to need the Bulldog 10-yard line for a first down here on 4th and 20. Whitford back to pass. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to heave it downfield for Brady Burnett, and he throws it out of bounds. Couldn't keep it in bounds, and Russell's turned the football over on downs.
Well, that's a good try. You have to do that because it is out of his range as far as field goes. But our defense, needs to step up. If we can stop them, get a turnover,
whether you're trying to convert it or maybe you're trying to get a pass interference penalty, get some extra yards. Defense needs a stop here. Presley pump fakes on first down. He's got man-on-man coverage throwing. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted, and I think that's Grant Smith on the far side. If so, that's his first interception of the season, and now he can tell all his buddies and coaches to be quiet. I've got an interception.
That's Grant.
They've been on him all year, jokingly, saying, when are you going to get an interception? Because you're the only Cyclone that doesn't have one, and what a time to come up with one, because that's only the second interception this year thrown by Jace Presley.
Well, Smith did a great job. He stayed with the receiver, and he had the inside route on it and just did a great job.
So we said the defense needed to step up. I didn't think it was going to happen that quick, but it does, and Russellville has the ball at their own 42-yard line, trailing by a touchdown. With this formation with the two, I say defensive guys. They've been offensive guys the last two games, Curtis and Hathcote. They're going to fake to Burnett. Whitford pump fakes. He's going to roll to his left, trying to gain some room. He gets it, throws it, completes pass to Reed Wolf, who goes down to his knees to make the catch inside the Bulldog 45-yard line.
And gets a first down.
And that's brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on River Country KCJC. Pick up a 15 yards. That's the first catch for Reed Wolf, second time he's been targeted. And picks up 15 yards there. 10:21 left to play in the first half. Cyclones trail by a touchdown.
Now you've got Kobe Curtis, number 5, in the backfield.
Yeah, it's just like last play, and they're going to move a man in motion. That's Lovelace as he moves behind the quarterback. Whitford rolling to his right, stops, looks nothing there. He's going to step up. He's going to heave it downfield. He's got Lovelace, who catches, off his fingertips at the 5-yard line. Would have scored had he could hung on to it just off his fingertips. And that was there in the crowd, a collective oh.
That had touchdown written all over it.
He gained a little bit of separation there too, and yeah, he would have scored. But second down and 10 is what's going to be facing the Cyclones from the 43-yard line of the Bulldogs. Russell trailing by a touchdown. Cole Hathcote now the running back. To Whitford's right. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Whitford going to roll to his right, and a delayed handoff, and ball's on the turf. It's going to be picked back up by Hathcote. He drops it again, and then, let's see, there's a scramble for it at the 41-yard line, and Greenwood's come up with it. Hathcote fumbled it twice. He picked it up once. The second time, it was picked up by the Bulldogs.
Well, that handoff, everything was going to the right, and is a delayed draw to the left, and he got the ball in a crowd. Not to make excuses, but there was quite a few defenders around him going for that ball. Cole's a defender. He's not used to running as a running back.
And so the defense gets a turn for Russellville. Defense for Greenwood gets it right back for their offense. They're going to turn, hand it to Legion. And Legion's going to be hit at the 40, but he plows forward, gets an extra 3 yards out of the play.
Well, we know we can do turnovers against this Greenwood offense. We need to get another one right here.
That was just their second interception for Jace Presley on the season. He's got 23 touchdown passes and now 2 interceptions. Presley throwing, it's going to be incomplete. His receiver fell down at midfield, just slipped, and still almost had a chance to make the catch. It'll bring up third down and 7.
Yeah, that's number 1, Brown. He just sat down. He slipped and fell.
They need right at midfield for a first down. Greenwood leading the Cyclones 14-7 with 9:36 left to play in the first half. They're going to go 3 receivers. No, they're going to go 2 receivers to the right and 2 running backs. And now Caden Brown, number 1, will motion to the right. Presley under pressure. He's going to be hit back at the 35. Hathcote, he's going to play to the whistle, and they finally do blow it dead, and he lets go. Presley came out like he was running, but the only reason he got away from Cole was Cole heard the whistle.
Smart play by Cole. Good series by that Cyclone defense.
And after that 3-yard sack, brings up 4th down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Jackson Stewart, number 17, back at the 26-yard line of Greenwood. Russell's coming again. They didn't get as close, but they got close enough. Fair catch called for by Reed Wolf, and he's got it at the Cyclone 28-yard line. So Cyclone defense holds. Greenwood punts the ball 32 yards, no return. Russellville will have it at their own 28-yard line.
That last play by Cole Hathcote, It was he delayed as far as rushing the passer. He waited for a second or two, and then he put the rush on him and was able to get to the quarterback.
Cyclones will have the ball on the 28-yard line, the right hash mark, with 8:50 left to play here in the first half. Cyclones trailing 14-7. Kobe Robinson in the game. And they better hurry. Russell, the play clock's down to 3 seconds, so they're going to snap it quickly. It's down to 1 second. They get the snap off. Whitford back to pass. And he's going to have to buy some time. He's going to roll to his left. He throws, and it's going to be incomplete. And it's a good thing because Lovelace would have caught it inside the 20. That would have been a huge loss because he had two guys bearing down on him. And I'm surprised Russell didn't use a timeout there. That play clock, they barely got that one off.
I don't know why we were slow getting out on the field.
Or maybe they were quick in starting the play clock. I don't know either. Russell looking at second down at 10. Play clock is at 23 now. Clock stopped with 8:42 left in the first half. Kobe Robinson, the running back. He's to the right of Whitford, two receivers to each side. Braden gets the snap, roll to his right, the short side of the field, and he's going to have to stop, make some room. Nope, he's going to fall forward at the 23-yard line. He could have had some room if he would have stayed on his feet there. But as it is, Russ will lose 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up third down and 15.
We're going to have to give our quarterback a little more time so he can spot those receivers. And we're just not doing that right now.
You don't want to make a mistake back here. Play clock down to 19, third and 15. But you sure would love to reward your defense, who's had two really good series back to back. Whitford back to pass. Pressure from the outside. They're going to swarm him back inside the 20 and drop him back at the 15. So Russellville takes the ball and they go backwards on offense. Incompletion. We're glad it was an incompletion. Then sack. Back at the 18, looking at fourth down and 20.
Got hips in there to punt again.
Yeah, he's been punting this first half for Russellville. 7:30 left to play here in the first half. Russellville trailing 14-7. High snap, hips, gets it away. Had to short leg it there, and it's going to hit on Russell's side of the 50 and then bounce straight to Jasny. He's going to pick it up and run from the 44. He's got the corner. He's across the 30, 25-20. Hit there and pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. After it bounced twice, Russellville relaxed a little bit because they thought he was just going to let it roll. He didn't. Jasny returns it into the red zone to the 16-yard line. That's a 38-yard punt and a 40-yard return.
Good lesson right there. You can't relax against this Greenwood team.
Well, Jasny returned a kickoff 81 yards for a score. And now showing is very dangerous, running a 40-yard punt. Here's an incompleted pass on the far side. Presley threw it too high for the screen pass. Tried to go to Trayton Dawson, number 6, on that far side.
Yeah, he caught the ball, and when he came down with it, he just slammed it into the ground. He just lost his grip.
Yeah, it was a little high on the pass, though. Second down at 10. 7:05 left to play here in the first half. Cyclones trail 14-7. Greenwood, excellent team from inside the red zone. Presley, Russell showing blitz. They're going to come from blitz up the middle. It's picked up. Presley throwing it into the end zone. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Cyclones, and I think that's Caleb Gray on the far side.
It is.
He does the smart thing. He slides down in the end zone, so Russellville will take the ball over at the 20.
Now offense, let's move the ball.
And so the Cyclones will take over after the touchback. Jace Presley coming in the football game with only one interception on the season, throwing for 1,823 yards coming in this game. Russell's intercepted the ball twice. Grant Smith had one, and Caleb Gray with his third interception of the season. I tell you, I don't know why people throw at that guy, because he is really good in coverage, really good man-on-man coverage. He just stepped in front of the receiver. Hathcote in the backfield, motions out. They're going to throw a screen pass complete to Hathcote, and he's going to break a tackle in order to get back to the line of scrimmage.
That Greenwood defense has a lot of speed. You're going to have to do something to break a receiver free, and what you do is go with the misdirection.
Second down and 10. A completed pass, but went for 0 yards. 6:30 left to play here in the first half. Russell trailing by a touchdown. Greenwood now showing blitz from up the gut. Whitford back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket and be hit. Can't break the tackle. Is down at the 17-yard line. And you can tell as soon as he steps up, it just like it closes even more. So bring up 3rd down and 13. That was a good job by the defense because they set themselves up with that great punt return inside the red zone, and Russell able to come away with an interception. When teams go in the red zone against the Cyclones, they've only scored 66% of the time. That's pretty good when you say from inside the 20. Russell, though, looking at 3rd down and 13. Play clock down to 9 seconds. Whitford in the backfield. He's going to motion for Reed Wolf to move behind him. He does in motion. Whitford looking right, nothing there. Throws back left on the screen pass. It's incomplete. It was tipped high in the air, and Whitford looked like he was going to try to catch it himself and run for it, but it falls incomplete. So Russell will have to punt from deep in their own end. It's become a defensive struggle, and Cyclone defense has been answering the bell each time against this great Greenwood offense. 5:34 left to play first half. Cyclones trailing 14-7. They scored on the opening possession of the game. Ty Hip's going to run to the right rugby style, and he kicks. It's going to be fielded on the skip hop by Jasna. He's in Cyclone territory, across the 40, cuts back at the 35, and runs backwards to the 37 before he's tripped up by the Cyclones' Finley Golden. Good open field tackle by Finley, but man, we've got to do what we can. We can't kick that guy. Russell tried not to, but it ended up skip hopping straight to Jasna.
Hips did a good job running to his right because the last couple of times he's punted, he's had a lot of pressure put on him. So to relieve some of that pressure, he ran and soccer kicked it.
And just a tough break because it went straight to Jasna. 35-yard punt, a 14-yard return with 5:21 left to play here in the first half. Whistles blow before the ball is snapped as Cyclones use their first timeout. So we'll take a break. Cyclones trail 14-7. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Rivertown Bank is so proud to sponsor local sports. Rivertown knows that our young people will carry the fine values and discipline they learn in sports through the rest of their lives. Thanks to all of the Rivertown Bank customers, our friends, and neighbors for your business throughout the year. And please remember, the biggest impact you can make on our local economy is when you bank local, and local is what Rivertown Bank is all about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Cyclones a 30-point underdog in this game against the number 1 team in 6A. And this first half, giving Greenwood their best shot. They trail 14-7. Russell scored on the opening possession, making it 7-0. Greenwood returned the next kickoff back 81 yards to tie it. Jaden Jasnin, he's been their best player so far, with a couple of good punt returns and a kickoff return for a touchdown. Russell, though, has intercepted Jace Presley twice. He'd only thrown one coming in this game. In 6 games, he's got 2 in this first half. As we're back after the Cyclone timeout, Presley going to turn and hand it to Wilkinson on the draw play. He goes forward to the 36, stacked up there, finally whistles blow, pick up of 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, good gain tackling by that Russellville defense.
Hunter Wilkinson has 36 yards on 3 carries, but realize, remember, he got 21 of it on 1 play on the touchdown run to give Greenwood this 14-7 lead. Empty backfield for Presley. He's going to throw out of the backfield as Wilkinson. He can't break the tackle. He got the first down, but if he breaks that tackle, he gains an extra 15 yards or so. He gets to the 26-yard line. It's a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, number 19, Grant Smith, in on that tackle.
And put him down at the 27-yard line to pick up 9 yards on the play. Presley now 5 of 12 for 35 yards, and we have a stoppage of play before the ball is snapped. It's a false start going against the Bulldogs. They're going fast, but going a little too fast themselves on that play. 4 penalties on Greenwood, and 3 of them have been either offsides or illegal procedure. 4 penalties for 25 yards. The officials using pink flags tonight. Whitehat stepping and talking to, maybe he's explaining something to the Greenwood line.
I think he's telling them they're a little too far off the line of scrimmage.
May be doing that. 1st and 15. Presley, empty backfield, looking right, nothing there. But hit from behind and dropped by Ty Hips.
Now, Ty Hips came in from that right side, and no one touched him. And he was able to hit the quarterback from the backside. He was lucky to hold on to that ball.
Now you see that whiplash effect when that happens by the quarterback, and you just feel it when he gets hit like that. 2nd 20 after the 5-yard loss on the quarterback sack. Empty backfield again as Wilkinson's in motion. Fakes the right, comes back left. Little tunnel screen. It's complete to the 35-30. He's going to be hit. Eventually it's brought down at the 25-yard line as they pick up 12 yards on the play. Was that Caden Brown? No. That was
number 6.
Trayton Dawson in on that. Give him the 24, so 3rd down and 7. Empty backfield. They're going quickly. Presley under pressure, and he's going to be hit back at the 30. Spins away from it, stumbling, and finally goes down at the 30. He was free, but he didn't have his bounce, and he was stumbling almost like a dizzy bat race as he was stumbling towards the Greenwood sideline. Couldn't get regain his balance, and they're going to give him the 29-yard line. Greenwood looks like going to go for it at 4th and 12, going quickly again. 3:22 left to play first half. Greenwood leads 14-7, going for it on 4th and 12. Presley back to pass. He's going to throw far side, on near side, complete into the 10, the 5, 3-yard line, and up for the first down. Good grief.
Man, we had 3 defenders around that receiver, and he still caught it. That just can't happen.
Peyton Carter got it, and they took a couple hits, enough for the first down. And they're going to go 1st and go quickly. Legion gets the handoff. He might have gained a yard. A fish on the far side's at the 1.5-yard line. So I give him the 2 officially. 2nd down and go. They don't have to go quickly, but they are. You think they would take a little bit of time. They usually go fast, but you think you'd want to take some time here because it wouldn't give Russellville as much time on offense to try to answer. 2nd and goal, though. They're going to go fast. Of a tailback behind the running back. That's Wilkinson. He's going to get the call, run right side, take a hit at the 1, and he's in for the touchdown. And Greenwood takes a 20-7 lead.
Looks like they got a Greenwood player down.
Wilkinson now 2 touchdowns rushing.
He's getting up.
As he gets that one from 2 yards out, making it 20-7. 2:29 left in the first half. Russellville with a couple timeouts. Plenty of time if they want to try to do something, but you'd like, at the very least, to run up the clock and give your defense a break. The extra point by Jackson Stewart is good. 21-7 our score. Greenwood leading. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Did you know if your roof isn't maintained regularly, you could void the warranty on your existing roof? Tim Noblet with E&F Roofing has made it his mission to protect your roof or help you get the new roof that will maximize your investment and extend the life of your roof, which can save you money through prevention and maintenance. So before you have another company check your roof, call 479-272-4069 and let E&F Roofing see what they can find and how much you can save by using someone local, someone who cares, right here in the River Valley.
Welcome back, Greenwood Bulldogs. Russell's played great on defense, but Greenwood scoring that touchdown after a really good punt return. 38 yards, 8 plays on the drive. Hunter Wilkinson, a 2-yard touchdown run. Extra point by Stewart was good. 21 points for the Bulldogs, only 14 given up by this defense, and the defense has 2 interceptions. They've done a good job. Here's a kickoff. It's dropped by Gavin Graham, picks it up at the 14-yard line, and they grab him behind by the jersey to stop him from going any further than the 17. And they'll give him the 17-yard line. Russellville with 2 timeouts to work with, 2:22 on the clock. Plenty of time, but again, you just want to make first downs right here. You don't have to worry about the clock right now. You don't want to go with 3 and out and put their offense back on the field. Not that you're worried about it, but the defense has played heroic with 2 interceptions, 1 of them in the end zone. And Russellville, after scoring on the very first drive, has kind of shot themselves on the foot on offense, turning the ball over once and missing on a couple 4th downs. Whitford, his pass is going to be knocked down at the line of scrimmage. They're going for a quick screen to Reed Wolf as they were backed off Wolf quite a bit. And that would have been a good little 4 or 5 yard pickup at the very least. Clock stops 2:19 left, but Russell needs a first down here just to move the chains. Get that first one going, and then you go into your 2-minute offense. But you got to get that first down. Empty backfield. Coming for the Cyclones as Kobe Robinson is out. Gavin Graham will replace him and be in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side on 2nd down and 10. Man in motion, that's Lovelace. They're going to throw a backwards pass to Lovelace. Looks like he's going to throw. No, he's going to tuck it and run. He's across the 15 and pushed out of bounds. He didn't have enough time. I think he was wanting to throw there, but he had no time.
He was looking. He had, in fact, he had pulled the ball back and was looking downfield.
So 3rd down and 8 for the Cyclones, and they really need to pick up this first down. They need just past their own 27 for a first down. Empty backfield for Whitford. 2:12 left in the first half. Whitford, he's going to be hit back inside the 10 and sacked. Russell going the wrong direction ever since their first drive, and now Greenwood going to call timeout, stop the clock. They want to save some time for themselves. They use their first timeout. We'll take a quick break. Russell looking at 4th down from their own 10 with 2:01 left, trailing 21-7. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country, KCJC.
Richard Roberts at Cogswell Motors. Don't miss our best F-150 sale of the year. It's the F-150 leather and liner sale at Cogswell Motors. These XLTs are already loaded with backup cameras, heated seats, Apple CarPlay, and more. But right now, get a free leather seat upgrade and spray-in bed liner. And that's on top of $10,000 off of MSRP. Shop our deals anytime online at CogswellMotors.com or come see us at 1900 East Main in Russellville.
Russell going the wrong direction. They have 130 yards of offense. And realize their very first drive, they got 84 of that. And had 1 turnover since. Some missed opportunities. The defense, though, playing very well. They've gotten a couple of turnovers themselves, the Greenwood intercepting the Bulldogs. But the special teams have hurt Russellville. Some good punt returns and a kickoff return for a touchdown by the Bulldogs. Ty Hibbs going to hit a wobbly punt. It's going to hit in front. You better follow that ball all the way. And Russell's going to touch it at the 47-yard line of the Cyclones. And it rolls dead in Greenwood territory, but Russell did, in fact, touch it.
That's
and so
you didn't want to do.
So it's going to be dead at the 47. It'll bring up, let me see, a 37-yard punt. It'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Cyclone 47. The Bulldogs have 2 timeouts and 1:52 before halftime. So plenty of time for Greenwood. But you know what? Let's look at the flip side. Let's say plenty of time for the Cyclone defense to come up huge here.
We know we can sack. We know we can intercept. And that's what we need to do.
On the right hash mark. Russell doesn't showing blitz. It's a 3-man rush. And it's going to be blown dead. And let's see. A false start against Greenwood. Greenwood shooting themselves in the foot just a little bit. That's going to move it back to the Bulldog side of the 50. 1st and 15.
First down and 15 at the 48-yard line.
Cyclones trailing 21-7. 1 minute, 50 seconds left to play in the first half. Presley back to pass. Just a 3-man rush. Plenty of time, pumps. He's going to roll to his left. Now he's going to be hit by Kobe Curtis back inside the 40-yard line at the 39.
That's a good play by Kobe. He fought off the blocker, and when he grabbed a hold of the quarterback, he held on.
Well, Presley had plenty of time to get rid of that, and he thought he had more time. He didn't see Kobe Curtis coming up the backside. 2nd down and 24. They're going to turn and give it to Wilkinson, and he'll make a couple yards, and that's it. And is this, I don't want to say Greenwood giving up, but it's almost like they were either trying to give up or they're just trying to catch Russellville napping a little bit.
29 Lott is made to stop.
Russell's going to use timeout here. Minute 6 left to play here in the first half. 3rd down and 22. Russell using their 2nd timeout. Hope this doesn't come back to bite us here. That kind of makes me nervous. I mean, I understand you're trying to save some time, but Greenwood, I think Russell thinks that Greenwood's just trying to run out the clock now. And so they're sort of forcing Greenwood's hand here. Because Greenwood, we're going to keep it right here, Greenwood's either going to hand off to make Russell use their final timeout, or Greenwood's going to try to pick it up with a long pass. The only problem for the Bulldogs, if they try to get it with a long pass and it's incomplete, that stops the clock and Russell keeps their timeout. In my mind, the Greenwood's either going to throw a safe pass or going to hand off here.
And you got to remember that Greenwood gets the ball to start the second half.
I'm not as good as Rick Jones, but that's what I think is going to happen here. Greenwood already out of the timeout and lined up. But, hey, Russell's got the full 60. Now they're breaking their defensive huddle from the sideline. And we'll see what Greenwood wants to do. They have two running backs in the backfield. I think it's a handoff or a screen pass, and we'll see if I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Brown motions out. Presley back to pass. Plenty of time. He's going to be hit back at the 35. He does get rid of it. It's a completed pass, but doesn't quite make the 50. They're going to give him the 46-yard line, and Russell will use a timeout with 58 seconds left using their final timeout. I was kind of wrong on that one. It wasn't a screen pass, but it was a short pass. And Russellville, good use of their timeouts here. They don't have any left, but they're going to make Greenwood punt it on 4th and 17 with 58 seconds left. And you can, 58 seconds can be an eternity if you can move the chains, because the clock will stop if you get out of bounds. It'll stop to reset the chains if you get a first down. Russell with 6 first downs in this first half, but most of them came on that first drive. Russellville took the opening drive, went 84 yards in 6 plays, scoring a touchdown to take a 7-0 lead.
Go ahead.
You would.
No, I was just going to say that Russellville's defense has really played a good game this first half. They've only given up 14 points. We got to remember one of those 7 points came on a kickoff return.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, since the Russell's first drive, they've only had 46 yards of offense, and so they're hoping to maybe score here a touchdown, or maybe get close enough where Connor Cooper can try a long field goal. His long for the year is a 39-yarder. For a 39-yarder, you got to get to the other team's 22. But first things first, Russellville may be coming after this punt. They have 10 men at the line. We'll see what happens. Stewart, the punter. The only man back deep for Russellville is Wolf, and Russellville is coming after it. But the punt is gotten away. It's a terrible punt. It's off the side of his foot and goes out of bounds around the 30, but there's no way that's where it went out of bounds. The official on the far side is going to mark it, and he's waiting for the man in the white hat to stop him. He stops him at the 37, 38-yard line. So a terrible punt. Russellville has some good field position to work with here. 17 yards on the punt, 16 yards on the punt. No timeouts left, but Russellville's got 51 seconds as they have the ball at the 37-yard line. Their own 37. Whitford, the quarterback, 2 receivers to each side. Kobe Robinson, the running back. He's going to motion out towards the right, and the ball is snapped. Whitford, he's going to throw a completed pass. Burnett, no, Burnett dropped it. Looked like he had it. He turned his head to see what was in front of him. He dropped it there. So it'll stop the clock with 47 seconds left. Second down and 10 for the Cyclones.
Yeah, hit his hands. He already had his head turning, looking upfield, and dropped the ball.
Russellville can throw to the middle of the field if they throw it beyond 10 yards, because that'll stop the clock at least to move the chains. 2 receivers once again to each side, and again Kobe Robinson in the backfield. And they're going to do that draw play they did with Hathcote, and they did it to Robinson this time, and he fumbles the football. It's picked up by Whitford, and Whitford runs out of bounds on the far side, trying to catch Greenwood napping a little bit. It's the second time they've run that play, and both times it's been a fumble with 2 different players. That's a weird thing.
Yeah. I think I'd take my red pen and mark that one out.
Third down and 17 for the Cyclones at their own 30. They did run out of bounds, so the clock stopped with 39 seconds left. A little bit of promise when you started this drive at the 37 with 51 seconds, and Russellville, again, going the wrong direction. They have 123 yards of offense, and the bulk of that came on the very first drive when they scored the touchdown. They trailed 21-7 here. They need to pick up this third down. They're going to run a draw play with Kobe Curtis, and he'll get a yard, maybe 2, across the 31 to the 32. And Russellville, with that play, is content to run the clock out. They don't want to punt away to Greenwood to give them some extra time. And Greenwood let the clock run down before they finally call timeout. They let it run for a good 6-7 seconds. There's 24 seconds left in this first half, and Greenwood now using a timeout. They have one left. We're going to take a quick break. The Bulldogs leading the Cyclones 21-7. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Taking care of families. That's what the folks at C&D Drugstore have been doing in historic downtown Russellville for more than 6 decades when it comes to all your pharmaceutical needs. When it comes to compounding special medicines, R.D. Walker and his staff are there to serve you. And most importantly, if you need delivery, if you need curbside pickup, you need C&D Drugstore on the corner of B and Commerce in downtown Russellville, a 60-year tradition.
You know, before you think I'm saying the Russellville offense hasn't done well with 124 yards, Greenwood's not that much better. They have 104. They've actually gained less than Russellville. Remember, they got a special teams touchdown and set up with another touchdown by the special teams, even though they lead by 14 points. They've won the kicking game in the first half, I think it's safe to say. Russellville on 4th and 16 after the Greenwood timeout, going to punt from their own 31-yard line. Ty Hips gets this one away. And fair catch called for. Make sure he catches it. And he does. Jaden Jasna. And he fair catches inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. So a 31-yard punt with no return. I'll tell you, Jasna had a bad, one of the first plays of the game was bad for him. Ever since then, he's been the player of the game for the Bulldogs. He got beat on a deep play, and they threw a flag, ended up picking it up when they thought they were going to call pass interference against Greenwood. They're going to turn a handoff on the draw play. Wilkinson straight up the gut. He's across the 40 to the 45. Greenwood has a timeout left, and they're going to take it right here. That surprises me that they're run the draw play and then use their last timeout. When they run the draw play, I figured that meant that they weren't going to do anything with it. Maybe they're just trying to gain some extra yards and Hail Mary. Nope, they didn't call a timeout. That's the end of the first half. They blew it dead and stopped the clock with just a couple of seconds, and then they started the clock once again. So we've come to the end of the first half with our score, Greenwood 21 and the Cyclones 7. We'll take a break and come back with your halftime show. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Hey guys, Terry Holland here at Best Ride. Did you know Best Ride's been in business for 15 years? We are still offering the same great customer service we started with in 2004. We started with an affordable car for 24 months or 24,000-mile service contract with a low interest rate. We helped with your sales tax, gave free oil changes to the length of the contract, and reported credit. Best Ride now offers a little more. We have a full service department with all your vehicle needs, a service contract with no deductible, a newer, lower-mile vehicle to choose from. Best Ride's been serving the River Valley for 15 years. You can find us at BestRideArkansas.com, Instagram, and Facebook. So guys, come see us at 621 South Knoxville in Russellville.
James Dunham is experienced, an attorney for 30 years whose practice covers all areas of the law. James Dunham is ethical. He's chairman of the Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct. James Dunham is fair. He's known for his respectful treatment of others. He's a man of judicial temperament and sober judgment. Elect James Dunham, Circuit Judge.
Paid for by the Dunham Campaign.
Corey Beeson and the folks at Beeson Roofing Solutions are proud to support local sports in the River Valley. And they also want to say a special thank you to all their loyal customers and the community for their business. So if you have a problem with your roof, whether it be on your home or business, visit BeesonRoofing.com to see their work or call 967-2288 to schedule a free estimate or second opinion today from your local roofing experts and Roofing Solutions.
Welcome back. The Cyclones trailing at halftime by a score of 21-7, and Russellville scoring on the opening opening drive. Greenwood getting the ball back on the kickoff return. They take it all the way back for the touchdown, and ever since then, Greenwood eventually took the lead. But Russellville's defense has played pretty game. Or offense had that good first drive and kind of hanging in there with the number one team in the state. What are your views of the first half?
Well, I think our defense has played very good this first half. We've only given up 14 points. The defense has. Like you said, there was a run back on that kickoff. which wasn't really, I mean, the ball wasn't set up on the tee. It was laid down. So you couldn't kick it that deep, but nevertheless, our defense, they've come up with 2 interceptions. I think you said the quarterback's only threw 1 coming into this game. We've picked off twice. We've put a lot of pressure on that quarterback. We've sacked him. So our defense has played good. We're staying in the game. We're playing our positions. We're not going for the fakes on the handoffs. We're playing good enough to keep Greenwood from scoring. What we've got to do, though, we've got to make some adjustments on offense. We're not giving our quarterback enough time to pick out the receivers downfield. He's having to run for his life, and we're just not being able to get some blocks to hold our blocks as far as the running game. I think that's where we're hurting.
We're going to take a break. We're having some technical issues here. We're going to take a quick break, or maybe we're about to be rejoined by the radio. I think we are. Okay, now we're back with the radio. Sorry about that. We had some technical issues on the radio side, and Russell trailing at halftime by a score of 21-7. Welcome you back. You're listening to Cyclone Football here on River Country KCJC, a wide range of ways to listen to us. You can listen to us the old-fashioned way, 102.3. You can go to rivercountrykcjc.com. You can also get us on the TuneIn Radio app. You can go to YouTube and search for Cyclone Booth. We actually will put the radio from for the audio from the radio on with that. And that's a wide range that you can listen to the Cyclone football and Cyclone basketball. Basketball is just around the corner, but we hope Cyclone football continues on for a little bit. This is week 7, as Russell's played 6 games already. Of course, we have that 0 week that Russell didn't play in. But facing off against Greenwood here, who's an undefeated 6-0 on the season. After tonight, Russell has 3 games left. Next week will be their final road game as they travel to Little Rock Hall, and then finish the year with back-to-back home games, hosting El Dorado and hosting Siloam Springs. Now, yes, Russell coming into this game 0-3 in conference play, but after tonight, I don't want to say that El Dorado's easy, Siloam's easy, but you can say that Russell's seems to have the toughest test behind them. Playing the number 1 team in the state here, going on the road to Benton. They do have a couple teams left, tough teams left on their schedule, but at least they get them home. And still, with a chance to make the playoffs, the playoff is in their hands, even if they don't come back tonight. But if they should come back and win this one, they'll be sitting pretty good to possibly make a run to make the playoffs, and depending on what happens in the final 3 weeks of the season. Russell trailing here at halftime by a score of 21-7. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Hey, it's Drew and Mitchell for Bring a Steakhouse off Main Street in Russellville. Bring a Steakhouse, very proud to be sponsoring the local sports right here in the River Valley with a commitment to community and a commitment to great service and a great dining experience. Not to mention the best cuts of meat. They have prime cuts, which is even better than choice. Check out the sirloin, especially. Best sirloin, in my opinion, in the River Valley, possibly the world. Bring a Steakhouse in Russellville, help making possible the broadcast of our local athletics in the River Valley.
How many times have you had to go without your heating or your air unit when you needed it most? Your family's freezing or sweating, and they look to you for relief. You call someone, and they say it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix. Do you really feel like you have a choice? Well, now you do. Call Tony at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air at 479-964-4004 for a free second opinion from a guy you can trust to take care of you and your family and get that unit running without all the extra charges. Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
Your favorite meals from your favorite local restaurants have never been easier to eat, you guys, thanks to My Order Out. MyOrderOut.com is a food delivery service owned by Tyler Schumacher, and it is so easy. All you have to do is go online to MyOrderOut.com. Select Get Started Here, select a restaurant, and create your very own order. Then you can proceed to checkout and enjoy hot and delicious food delivered right to your door. Go to MyOrderOut.com to learn more.
How can I help you?
Can you turn on the porch light? I can't see anything.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Not every innovation is helpful. But the new ITMs at First State Bank can help you achieve your banking needs at the push of a button. Interact with local tellers, cash a check, and more, right from your car. Plus, ITMs are open weekdays from 7 to 7. To learn more about First State Bank's new innovative services, go to fsbitm.com.
Welcome back here at Cyclone Stadium. We're at halftime. The Cyclones trailing by a score of 21-7. We'll give you the scoring summary of the first half. Russell took the opening drive, went 84 yards in 6 plays. One key play in that touchdown drive was a backwards pass to Gavin Graham, who ended up hitting Marquise Peter for a 40-yard touchdown pass. Marquise had to dive for it. Otherwise, he probably would have scored himself. And that flipped the field to put the Cyclones in Greenwood territory at the 44-yard line. 4 plays later on a 4th and 2, Braden Whitford converted on that 4th and 2, hitting Caleb Gray in the end zone from 36 yards out. Connor Cooper added the extra point. And Russell enjoyed a 7-0 lead with 9:17 to go in the first quarter. The lead was short-lived. Within 13 seconds, it was tied. Connor Cooper on the kickoff. Jaden Jasna took it from at the 19 and went 81 yards on the return. And the extra point was good. That tied the game at 7. Before the first quarter was over, Greenwood took over with 66 yards and 8 plays in just 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Hunter Wilkinson, a 21-yard touchdown run. Greenwood had the only score of the second quarter, a 38-yard drive that followed a really good punt return by Jasna, and a 38-yard drive and 8 plays. They took 8 plays to go that long. 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Wilkinson, a 2-yard touchdown run. That made it 21-7. So like you said, Russellville defense playing very well. Offense had that good first drive. Russell's actually outgained Greenwood in that first half, but the special teams have won this first half for Greenwood, because not just the score, but setting up the second score by Greenwood. You take out the kickoff returns, the punt returns, we're looking at a 7-7 game, but I know you can't do that. It's the third phase of the game, and it's really important. I remember one coach telling me usually a good special teams will win you 2 to 3 games a year, and at least won Greenwood that first half of this game as they lead it here 21-7.
Yeah, they've done a good job to keep Greenwood ahead in this game. Again, our defense, and I know the people on the radio didn't hear me say this, our defense has played a great game. They have put pressure on that quarterback. They've sacked the quarterback. They've picked him off twice. So our defense is playing like they're supposed to play. They're playing their position. They're not yielding to the fakes, and they're doing a good job. We just got to get our offense, especially our ground game, going.
Now, if you look at Greenwood and the games they played, the close games they played, they were tied with El Dorado in the third quarter, 21-21. Siloam Springs, they led Siloam by a point at halftime. Those are the last 2 weeks for Greenwood. Greenwood ended up winning both of those games by 30 points over Siloam and by 28 points over El Dorado. Greenwood, one of the best things about the Greenwood is their ability to make halftime adjustments, and Coach Rick Jones does a good job with that. So Russell, I'm sure, is saying, okay, hey, great first half in some areas for our defense, but now, I always say scrap it, but you almost got to anticipate the adjustments that Greenwood's going to make and make some changes. Whatever you came out of the plan, you can't do the exact same thing, because not only are they going to be able to make adjustments, they got some extra time because Greenwood band just performed, Russell's band just taking the field to perform, and so we're going to have a little bit longer halftime show than normal, and so Russell's got to take that into account. It's good because you can kind of come down off the high a little bit there by the great job by their defense, but you've got to anticipate some of the things that Greenwood's going to do.
Well, one of the things Greenwood has done in that first half, and we've got to make the adjustment, is they're rushing 3 people, sometimes 4, but definitely 3 people, and they're getting to our quarterback. We can't have that. Our quarterback has to have the time. Yeah, the short passes are fine, but he has to have the time to look down 10, 15 yards and hit some receivers. He just doesn't have the time to do that.
When we come back, we're going to give you some stats of the first half, but before we go to break, we want to give you some scores. First from our conference, Siloam Springs leading Lake Hamilton. That's a surprise, folks. 17-7. The Panthers leading the Wolves of Lake Hamilton. That's at Lake Hamilton. That's a halftime score. in the second quarter. Sheridan leading Little Rock Hall 14-0. Russellville going to go to Little Rock Hall next week. That game being played at Scott Field, the new turf there at Little Rock Hall. And a halftime score, Benton traveling to El Dorado. Benton leading the Wildcats of El Dorado by a score of 17-10. Dardanelle at homecoming all over Dover at halftime by a score of 51-0, 51 points in the first half. Pottsville trailing Ozark at halftime, 21-14, and the Atkins Red Devils at halftime leading Danville 18-7. Right here, it's Greenwood 21, Russell 7 at halftime. We'll take a break, come back with your stats of the first half. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC. You're watching us on YouTube. We're going to let you enjoy a couple minutes of the Cyclone Band. Welcome back. The Cyclones trailing Greenwood at halftime by a score of 21-7. I'm going to give you the stats of this first half. May shock you a little bit, even though Russell trails by 14. They lead in most of the statistical categories. That's what usually happens when you get an extra offensive possession, as Russell did because of the Greenwood special teams and Greenwood special teams with a score, and also setting up Greenwood on a couple of short drives. Russellville leads in total yards with 124 total yards of the first half. Greenwood with just 112. Russellville 154 yards passing, but negative 30 yards rushing. Yeah, negative 30, but realize that sacks come off your rushing total. So Braden Whitford has a negative 34 yards rushing, and I don't know if he's had a quarterback draw. They've all been sacks. But Whitford is 10 of 20 for 114 yards and a touchdown pass. Gavin Graham has thrown a pass for Russellville. He's 1 of 1 for 40 yards. He hit Marquise Peter on a 40-yard pass. Marquise has 3 catches of 64 yards in this game. Cole Hathcote with 3 catches also, but just 9 yards catching out of the backfield. Caleb Gray has a catch of 36 yards and a touchdown. Brady Burnett with 1 catch of 18 yards. A leading rusher, not much to talk about there. Russellville has 2 leading rushers of 4 yards each. Kobe Curtis and Cole Hathcote each. Curtis with 3 carries, Hathcote with 2. As far as Greenwood's concerned, Jace Presley did not have a good first half. He's thrown for over 1,800 yards coming in this game, but held to just 79 yards through the air on 8 of 15 passing. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Receiving the football, Peyton Carter has 3 catches for 36 yards, and Lazaro Angel 1 catch for 14 yards. Hunter Wilkinson, though, running the football, 6 carries for 48 yards and a couple of touchdowns. And Aaron Legion with 3 carries for 12 yards. Russellville, Jace Presley, 7 rushes for negative 27 yards. Of course, that's Russellville's sacks, but they haven't been 7 sacks. because he has had some quarterback draws. Russell's turned the ball over once. Greenwood's turned the ball over twice. Greenwood's was 2 interceptions. Russell was 1 fumble. Russell actually fumbled the ball 2 times, but recovered 1 of them themselves. They had 37 total plays to Greenwood's 31. Russell doing a good job on first down, getting 3.1 yards on first down. Greenwood just 1.6 penalties, 2 of 22 against the Cyclones, 5 of 30 for Greenwood. Third down conversions for Russell, 0 for 9, but they are 2 of 3 on fourth down conversions. Greenwood is 2 of 6 on third down conversions, 1 of 1 on fourth down conversions. And that's the stats of the first half. When we talk about the stats, though, we talk about that touchdown by Greenwood on the kickoff return for a touchdown. But there's also those hidden yards that you can talk about, and it's return yardage, and not just the kickoff return for a touchdown. But when you're talking about Greenwood getting 2 really good punt returns, one set up Greenwood's score. Another one could have set up Greenwood's score had it not been for Caleb Gray getting the interception in the end zone to stop a Greenwood drive. Of course, Grant Smith also with an interception to stop a drive of the Bulldogs. And so that's how the defense has stepped up. They've gotten those interceptions of Jace Presley, who came into the game with just 1 interception all year, and he's thrown 2 here in his first half against the Cyclones. We're at halftime. Greenwood leading the Cyclones 21-7. We take a break. We'll come back and give you this Dayton Cyclone history and be closer to the second half. Greenwood leading the Cyclones 21-7. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Dear Golden Sons and Wonder Boys, Ozark Explorers and Main Street Adorers, there's a new casino coming to town. Wouldn't it be great if it were Choctaw Casino and Resort? A place built for the community and the people of Pope County. This is your home. It should be your casino. Luckily, it's not too late to let your voice be heard. Talk to your city and county representatives and let them know that you choose Choctaw. For more information, visit ChoctawArkansas.com.
Miller Roofing Company. They've been serving our neighbors in the River Valley since 1991. Miller Roofing offers residential and commercial roofs in a variety of styles, pitched, flat roofs, and more, plus a wide variety of materials, tile, shingles, metals, you name it. Also at Miller Roofing, they do chimney caps, wood repair, they work on your gutters, they do custom metal fabrication, chimney flashing, and tons more. So get a quote today from Miller Roofing. They're not just good, they're great. 479-890-3499. Parents have a hard job. How do you feed the kids good food without breaking the bank? When you dine in at Steak and Shake on Saturday and Sunday, kids eat free with every $9 spent, and your food is always made to order. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive. Steak and Shake's reward app makes saving super easy. Download the Steak and Shake Rewards app for free. Then order and pay from your device or smartphone, and every $50 that you spend, you get $5 in rewards. Steak and Shake on Parkway Drive.
Rivertown Bank is so proud to sponsor local sports. Rivertown knows that our young people will carry the fine values and discipline they learn in sports through the rest of their lives. Thanks to all of the Rivertown Bank customers, our friends, and neighbors for your business throughout the year. And please remember, the biggest impact you can make on our local economy is when you bank local, and local is what Rivertown Bank is all about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Russell Cyclone Quiz Bowl team is being honored with their state championship rings after defeating Greenwood last year, and this is the 4th consecutive state championship for the Cyclone Quiz Bowl team, and they're going to go for number 5. They actually had a move-in who's really good. He was a 7A state champion, and Russell Quiz Bowl just keep on winning. 4th consecutive state championship last year, and they're getting, I wonder if they did it on purpose. After beating Greenwood, they're getting presented their state championship rings here against Greenwood. Surely not. Surely it's just by accident. It's time for this Dayton Cyclone history. Russell won the state championship back in 1933. Could have won it again in 1935. Cyclones went undefeated that year with 8 wins and 2 ties. The team that won it all was Pine Bluff. There was no playoffs back then, but one of the best teams was Little Rock. Russell tied Little Rock that year at Little Rock 0-0, but on this date. Russell went up to Harrison with one of the first night games that the Goblins ever played up there at Harrison. The Cyclones put it on them pretty good, 53-7 en route to 8 wins out of a 10-game season. No losses for the Cyclones 2 years after they won the state championship. Of course, Rube Boyce was still on that team. But on this date in Cyclone history, back 1935, the Cyclones defeated Harrison 53-7. Shooting off fireworks, the Cyclones back out on the field. We're going to take a 30-second break. We come back, we'll have the second half for you. Cyclones trailing 21-7, getting ready for the second half. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country, KCJC.
Did you know if your roof isn't maintained regularly, you could void the warranty on your existing roof? Tim Noblet with E&F Roofing has made it his mission to protect your roof or help you get the new roof that will maximize your investment and extend the life of your roof, which can save you money through prevention and maintenance. So before you have another company check your roof, call 479-272-4069 and let E&F Roofing see what they can find and how much you can save by using someone local, someone who cares, right here in the River Valley.
We always say that this drive is key. We can see that through the whole game, but we feel like this drive is key. Russell trailing by 2 touchdowns, but a closer game, especially if you heard our statistics. It's been the kicking game, and I don't want to say this drive is key. I want to say this kick is key. It's been number 3, Jaden Jasna. I think it's safe to say if it hadn't been for him, we may be looking at a 7-7 ball game right now. But he had a kickoff return for a touchdown, 2 fantastic punt returns, 1 setting up a touchdown for Greenwood. The other one could have, had the Cyclones not intercepted the football in the end zone. And who knows, Russell may go with an onside kick here just to say, hey, we'll give you the 50 or 45-yard line as long as we don't kick it to Jasna. There is no wind tonight at the back of Connor Cooper. Greenwood with 5 players at midfield. We'll see what Cooper wants to do. He does have it teed up on that right side. It's going to be a sky kick, and it's going to be fielded by the Bulldogs, not Jasna, at the 28-yard line. He's going to run to the 30, and that'll be it. So the sky kick, what it does is it lets your team get down there quick enough, but also probably doesn't put the ball in the hands of their great returner, Jasna.
Yeah, number 19, Grant Smith, was down there and made the tackle. So good call by Russellville.
And so they'll take it at their own 30-yard line. Greenwood will. Presley out of the backfield with a pass to Wilkinson. He's going to be hit and dropped for a loss of 1. Cyclones swarming to the football there.
That's what they need to do. You can't let these receivers break away from your tackle.
Yeah, and when you say receivers, their running backs are receivers too, because they like to utilize those guys quite a bit. So 2nd down and 11. They're going to go 2 running backs this time. Legion number 41 and Wilkinson number 30 to the right and left of Presley. Presley going to give it to Legion, running left side. He's across the 30, the 35. Russell grabs him there. He picks up 1 extra yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and short for the Greenwood Bulldogs.
Yeah, good pursuit by that Russellville defense. Number 5, Kobe Curtis, in on the stop, along with about 2 others in there.
3rd down and 4. They need the 40-yard line for a 1st down. Bring a man in motion. That's Brown. Empty backfield. Presley. Screen pass the far side. That was doomed from the very beginning. It was complete to Trayson Dawson, but complete behind the line, and he never got back to the line of scrimmage.
No, he lost about a yard on that.
Yeah. So they complete 2 passes. I'm sorry, a pass and a run for a loss of a yard. And they're going to have to punt the football away. They don't go for it a lot on 4th down. Rick Jones, really good coach. One thing you can say about him, he's not really a gambler. You don't have to be when you're number 1 in the state. Russell with 2 players back. They don't believe Greenwood's going for it. They've got an odd formation. They're just going to come in from the corners, not really going after the punt. And T.J. Holt's going to take it to the 34-yard line and immediately run out of bounds after pickup of a couple yards.
Yeah,
31.
T.J. was running up for that ball, and it was a good idea to go out of bounds, but he gained 2 yards.
31-yard punt, 3-yard return for T.J. Holt. And Russell will take over at their own 37-yard line. Well, that's exactly what you want the defense to do. If they weren't going to get a turnover and score, we'll say, hey, how about just a 3 and out? And that's what the Cyclone defense did there. Clock rolling as Russell's running on their offense. Smoke starting to creep up the backs of the Cyclone offense from all the fireworks that the Cyclones had running back on from the second half, and now it's swarming Whitford, and I can't see who running back's back there because of the smoke. Whitford back to pass, looking left, nothing there. He's going to be hit, and weasels his way back to the 36. They have a flag in the backfield, so this is going to be insult to injury. I think this is going to be a holding penalty. No, it's going to be a face mask penalty against Greenwood, so I didn't see personal foul, but again, the smoke's just covered everybody up. It is just a 5-yarder, so it winds up being actually a 4-yard penalty. And the smoke is from the fireworks, and now it's engulfed this side of the 50 and creeping into Greenwood territory. Russ would like to follow that direction. First down and 6 for the Cyclones. They're going to turn and hand the ball off. It's Cole Hathcote, I think, running the sweep.
Yeah, it is.
And he'll lose a yard on the play as he stumbles to the 40-yard line.
It looked like the old Packers sweep with Paul Horning, but it just didn't go anywhere. Running to the left side.
That's what that looked like? Loss of on the play?
Well, the Packers didn't lose too much when they ran that Paul Horning sweep.
You know Don Hudson?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he played at Pine Bluff until this week. I was looking up some of that for this date in Cyclone history. Second down and 7 for the Cyclones. Man in motion is Lovelace. Whitford rolling to his right, and he's going to be hit again back inside the 35. Russell just cannot protect the quarterback tonight. They're having problems against this defensive front of Greenwood.
And there's only 3 that's rushing. That's what's they just got the size and the speed, apparently.
Loss of 7 on the play. Russell had 1st and 6. And now back-to-back plays, making it 3rd down and 14 from the 33-yard line.
You can definitely tell there is no wind tonight.
Russell trailing 21-7, under 9 minutes to play third quarter. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Whitford going to roll to the right. Roll the pocket if you have to. Throws, and it's going to be intercepted back the other direction at the 30. And intercepted by Greenwood. Russell ran a throwback screen, and I don't know if the intended receiver there, Reed Wolf, I don't know if he ever saw it. Because of the smoke, I don't think he ever saw the football, or if he did, it was too far out of his reach. It was intercepted, and Greenwood's in business at the Cyclone 30-yard line.
Yeah, Wolf was the intended receiver, and he had no chance for that ball. It went right to a Greenwood player.
And so Russell turns the ball over for the second time tonight. Puts their defense in a tough spot. And Greenwood going to turn to hand the ball off. And this is Wilkinson. He gets near the 20. That should be enough for the first down. And it is enough for the first down. They have it 1st and 10 from the Cyclone 20-yard line. 8:32 left. Again, going quickly. Handoff once again. He gets inside the 15 to the 14. Give him first down. No, they're going to give it 3rd down. Wilkinson on the carry, and now he's got the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
He barely made it.
Hips making the stop. That'll bring up 1st down and goal. First down and goal at the 9. Wilkinson going to take the handoff, runs to the right, gets to the 5-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
Russell's having a hard time stopping this running game.
It's been totally Wilkinson the entire time. 2nd go. Sorry about that. From the 5-yard line, Wilkinson knows his Legion this time. He gets inside the 2 to the 1-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down and go. And ever since they've gotten the football and the interception of Whitford, all they've done is turn and hand the ball off.
You think this is the adjustments they made?
I think so. I think they thought they liked what they saw from the running game. 3rd and go, turn, hand it to Wilkerson, straight up the gut. And he was hit, but he gets forward into the end zone for the touchdown. They have 3 touchdowns running the football, 1 on a kickoff return. They've just taken a 27-7 lead on the Cyclones. They turn Russell's turnover into points. That's what they do. You can't make mistakes because they are like a machine. And they turn Russell's turnover into points. They only go 30 yards on this. The extra point is good. We'll take a break with 7:07 left to play here in the third quarter. It's Greenwood 28, the Cyclones 7. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Greenwood 28, Russellville 7.
Hey guys, Jager Bedell with Cogswell Motors. We're gearing up for an extensive renovation to the dealership that starts next month. In doing so, we're making room on our pre-owned lot and everything must go. We have unbelievable deals and vehicles priced to move. With the largest selection of Ford, Lincoln, Mazda, and quality pre-owned vehicles, we're sure you'll find the perfect car for you and your family. So come check out our pre-construction sales at 1900 East Main in Russellville or online at CogswellMotors.com.
Cyclones throw an interception on a screen pass. Greenwood takes the ball. On the interception, they go 30 yards in 7 plays, all handoffs, mostly to Wilkinson. He ends up getting the touchdown of 1 yard on 3rd down and goal. And the extra point was good, making it 28-7 Greenwood. Score not indicative of how well the defense has played. 3 scores against the defense 2 times. They've been set up inside the Cyclone 40-yard line. Here's the kickoff. Russell running laterally and not going to go anywhere. Caleb McGray is going to be tackled near the middle of the field at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's not good position for the Cyclones, but we just need to start moving the ball, taking our time.
Russell's had a problem getting first downs ever since that first quarter. I think they only had 1 first down of the second quarter. They got 6 for the game. And we sound like a broken record. Again, not putting it all on the offense because special teams have let Russell down a little bit, but Russell has not helped out their defense much in either phase of the game, and they could really do that by getting some first downs, eating some clock up. Greenwood's only had 1 long drive, and that was of 66 yards for a touchdown. Whitford on first down, pass tipped but complete to Lovelace on the far side for a pickup of 4 yards.
Yeah, good play by Lovelace, keeping his eye on the ball, even though it was tipped by the Greenwood player. He was able to come down with the ball, Lovelace was, and gain a couple of yards.
2 catches for 11 yards on the night. Whitford's now thrown for 118 yards on 11 of 22. That pass goes for 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Ball at the Cyclone 14-yard line. Cyclones trailing by 21, 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. Whitford steps up in the pocket. He's going to heave it downfield. He's got Lovelace open and overshoots him. Has overshot him a little bit. It's one of the few times Whitford's been able to step up in the pocket and been able to get a pass away. Usually he steps up in the pocket and the pocket closes even further. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Cyclones at their own 14-yard line.
You know, when we went deep, we've been able to get behind the Greenwood defenders. Their secondary don't seem to be playing that tight.
Four receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and Russell calling a timeout. And I think I don't know if they had too many men. They had 5 wide receivers and a running back, and so that had something going on wrong, so they call a timeout. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Taking care of families. That's what the folks at C&D Drugstore have been doing in historic downtown Russellville for more than 6 decades. When it comes to all your pharmaceutical needs, when it comes to compounding special medicines, R.D. Walker and his staff are there to serve you. And most importantly, if you need delivery, if you need curbside pickup, you need C&D Drugstore on the corner of B and Commerce in downtown Russellville, a 60-year tradition.
Welcome back, Cyclones, looking at 3rd down and 6 from their own 14-yard line, calling that timeout. They had too many men or the wrong guys on the field. I think they had 12 guys, and that's why they called timeout. Whitford on 3rd down, throwing and incomplete. Tried a back shoulder throw to Marquise Peter on the far side. It falls incomplete, so Russell looking at 4th down and 6 from deep in their own end. They're going to have to punt the football away. Marquis has been targeted 6 times, has 3 catches tonight for 64 yards. And Ty Hepps, who's been handling the punting duties tonight, has his heels on the goal line. And there's that guy again, Jaden Jasna, number 3, has been very dangerous tonight for Greenwood. No rush. Short, wobbly kick. That's what you have to do. You got to kick it away from him. Hits and takes a Greenwood roll, and it'll be dead at the 41-yard line. So a 27-yard punt, you say it's not a very good punt, but you can't punt it farther because it goes to Jasnin. He's been killing the Cyclones. So you have to kick it short. I mean, he's been that good. But it sets up Greenwood at the Cyclone 41-yard line after the 27-yard punt. Greenwood leading by 21. They're going to turn and hand the ball off to Wilkinson, trying to get the edge, and he's going to, but because of a hold, we do see a flag at the 42-yard line. And that would have been dropped for a loss had they not held the Cyclones, and that's going to be a holding penalty. And if you're going to hold, you got to do it inside the line. You can't do it on somebody like that, but, do it, see if it doesn't get caught. Doesn't get caught, but that one did. It's going to wind up being about a 12-yard penalty because it happened 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I was going to say you'd think Greenwood would stay with the running game, but now they may be forced to pass, maybe short down and outs.
Yeah, you never know. First down, they still have some options. 1st and 21. It is an empty backfield. Here comes a delayed blitz. They're going to throw. They got a man wide open. It's complete the 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Caden Brown was wide open. By 5 yards, and he catches it, and that might be his second catch tonight, and that goes for 52 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, there had to be a breakdown in coverage for him to be that wide open.
That one goes 52 yards. He's got 2 catches for 57. He's been held in check, too, in that first half, as has Jace Presley, who was held for under 100 yards passing, but it's 52 on that play. And the extra point is up and good. 35-7 our score. 5:50 left to play here in the third quarter. Greenwood leading. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Hey guys, Terry Holland here at Best Ride. Did you know Best Ride's been in business for 15 years? We are still offering the same great customer service we started with in 2004. We started with an affordable car for 24 months or 24,000-mile service contract with a low interest rate. We helped with your sales tax, gave free oil changes to the length of the contract, and reported credit. Best Ride now offers a little more. We have a full service department with all your vehicle needs, a service contract with no deductible, a newer, lower-mile vehicle to choose from. Best Ride's been serving the River Valley for 15 years. You can find us at BestRideArkansas.com, Instagram, and Facebook. So guys, come see us at 621 South Knoxville in Russellville.
Cyclone defenses look very good tonight. Very few breakdowns. Had one there on that touchdown play, on the 52-yard touchdown pass from Presley to Brown. That drive goes 41 yards in one play because of the holding penalty. But defense has won the majority of the battles, but they've lost a couple drives in that one there.
No, the defense has played a lot of minutes tonight, and
it's
probably getting a little tired.
It's only the longest scoring drive has been 66 yards. It's been the special teams of Greenwood, but that one was a long touchdown pass. Greenwood leading at 35-7. Here's Caleb Gray on the kickoff. He'll take it from inside the 10 to across the 10 to about the 13-yard line. That's where Russellville will take over.
Since that first quarter, Russellville has not had good field position to start off their offensive drives with, and we're just not making contact on the blocks on the kickoff to give our running backs a chance to move up the field.
Does it surprise you that Russellville's actually winning time of possession and total plays tonight?
It is, really.
Yeah, they're almost 5 minutes, and they've run one more play on offense. But it's been field position has been the it's been the reason Greenwood's got the lead. Field position and their special teams. Empty backfield for Whitford. Looking left and throw complete to Reed Wolf. He's across the 30 and pushed out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line. Good play. Double move there. Got Reed Wolf open.
You know, I keep watching this secondary of Greenwood, and I haven't been that impressed with them. I think we can get behind them if we can get the ball to our receivers.
That's a Beeson Roofing Solution first down. First one of the second half here on River Country KCJC. Goes for 20 yards to Reed Wolf. Kobe Robinson, the running back there with Whitford. Whitford looking left once again. Is thrown in and out of the hands of the defender, Colin Daggett. You're not allowed to say anything bad about the secondary of Greenwood anymore because that could have been a pick six going the other direction. Russell very fortunate they dropped that one. Maybe you're right. Maybe they were better. They would have caught that.
That's right. It was.
That was almost going the other direction.
Put a little more stickum on his glove.
35-7 our score. Cyclones trailing. But has it 2nd and 10 from their own 34-yard line. That time was a single move. That double move worked on the first one. They thought they would get him napping. Whitford, he's going to throw right on this one. It's complete to Burnett across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Pick up a 4 yards on the pass play. That's the second catch tonight for Brady. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Cyclones, excuse me, at their own 38-yard line.
Well, we need to get the first down or get close enough to go for it on 4th.
Whitford has over 1,000 yards passing. He came in needing 101 for 1,000 yards on the season. He's got 142 tonight on 13 completions, 27 attempts. 3rd down and 6, though. He's going to turn and hand this one off, and Greenwood was in the huddle. They dropped him back at the 32-yard line, and a 3-and-out coming up for Russellville. They're going to have to punt the football away. They can give him forward progress to the 33. I think that might be a little generous on that one.
Well, that's Kobe Curtis, and he did not have a chance. I mean, Greenwood was coming in hard. We weren't blocking, and when he touched the ball, he got hit.
Russellville's had problems with the running game, not just tonight, all season. The Cyclones coming into this game with less than 100 yards team rushing on the season. And they're negative tonight because of the quarterback sacks and some negative plays like that. The punt goes for a fair catch to Jasna. We all celebrate that. It goes to the 38-yard line. So Hips' punt goes 29 yards with no return.
Hips has done a good job tonight as far as punting. Don't know why he's doing it. I don't. Maybe an injury to the regular punter, but he's done a good job.
Greenwood will take over at 38. Hate saying this, but Greenwood scores here. We're looking at the mercy rule. Cyclones doesn't feel like they're down by 28, but they are 35-7. The first half was a lot closer. Back to pass is Presley. He's being flushed out of the pocket. He's being dragged for a big loss back inside the 30-yard line. And I saw Caden Brown open in the middle, and Presley just missed him.
Well, he didn't have a chance really to look around. As far as the other receivers, they were well covered by our defense.
That's a 10-yard loss because he ran out of the pocket. It'll be 2nd down and 20. And now we have a timeout being called for by who? Official timeout. And he's pointing to the leg of Jace Presley, and I wonder if he's got blood on his uniform. If he does, he has to come out or they have to burn a timeout. They're pointing to his leg. He's walking fine, so pointing to his uniform. And I think it is. They're on the far side, so injury timeout. Do they have to be charged a timeout? Is this like basketball? But yeah, they're taping somewhere on his left leg, and so I figure maybe a little bit of blood, or not sure. It's over on the far side. I think he thought he was going to have to sit out for a play. Number 11, L.D. Richmond, had come almost onto the field, but he retreats and Presley back. And Coach Weaver getting an explanation. He agrees with it, or he's nodded his head, said okay. 3:41 left to play, 3rd quarter. Cyclones trailing 35-7 on 2nd and 20. Presley steps up. He throws it long. Far side pass is going to be out of bounds. Had 2 receivers in the area. I think it hit off the hand of Brown.
Presley had a lot of pressure on him. Lott, number 29, was coming in there and got a hand in his face. So a good pressure by that Russellville defense.
3rd down and 20. They need just past their own 48-yard line for a 1st down. They're going to turn and hand the ball off to Wilkinson. He's across the 30, hit at the 35, and Russell going to wrestle him down at the 36. So it'll be a 4th down and very long for Greenwood. They're playing it safe there. And his player slow to get up is Kobe Curtis. He's up, but he's limping off the field. They give him the 36-yard line, a pickup of 8 yards on the play, and Stewart going to run on and punt this football away.
Another good series, defensive series for the Russellville defense.
Wolf and Holt back deep for Russellville. They're inside the 35-yard line. Catches it clean. Stewart gets it away. It's a high spiral. Fair catch called for by T.J. Holt, and he'll catch it at the 33-yard line. That's where Russellville will take over. 2:44 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Cyclones trailing 35-7. 31-yard punt. We have no return. Next week, the Cyclones will have their last regular season road game as they travel to Scott Field to take on the Warriors of Little Rock Hall. We'll have the game for you right here on River Country KCJC, also on Cyclone booth. Here's a formation similar to what we saw against Lake Hamilton on the lone touchdown drive, but they have more linemen on the far side, almost like a swinging gate. With a bunch of linemen on the right side, only 2 around the football. And Gavin Graham catching it. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete out of bounds. He's going to Brady Burnett, running away from the lineman towards the left. Graham now 1 for 2. He did have a completed pass on the very first drive of the game to Marquise Peter of 40 yards.
It looked like Greenwood was well prepared for this. It hasn't fooled them any, so apparently they were watching the Lake Hamilton film.
Well, they got 3 linemen on the far right side and 1 receiver, 2 linemen in the middle of the field. They're going to do it again on 2nd and 10. Whitford's now the quarterback, brings Brady Burnett in motion. And here comes the blitz. He steps up. He's got a man open. Marquise Peter hits him in stride at the 50, at the 45-40, and drugged down at the 37-yard line.
Good pass and a good catch.
And Marquise having a good game tonight as he gets down inside the 38-yard line now. And that goes for 29 yards. He's got 4 catches for 93. That's a first down, brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on River Country KCJC. Same formation once again, ball near the right hash. 1st and 10 for the Cyclones at the Bulldog 38. Whitford back to pass, throwing left and incomplete. Had 2 receivers in the area. I think he was going for Brady Burnett, who was covered up. Wolf was also over there. Or I'm sorry, that was Marquise Peter that was over there.
Yeah, Brady Burnett was on the inside. He had pretty good coverage, and, well, in fact, both of them did, but that was a good play.
2nd down and 10. 2:11 left to play here in the third quarter. Cyclones trailing 35-7. Same formation. Back to pass is Whitford. They set up the middle screen. It's complete to Graham. Stops, goes back the other direction, and he'll be tackled at the 35-yard line. Started right, went back left.
Yeah, when he changed directions, the pursuit of that defense caught up with him.
They pick up 3 yards. That's actually his first catch as much as he's handled the ball tonight. Gavin Graham, 1 catch for 3 yards. It brings up 3rd down and 7. Now Russell looks to go more conventional. They bring the lineman, the 3 linemen who was out there with the wide receiver. They bring him back towards the middle of the field. They have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. On 3rd down and 7, Hathcote now the running back with Braden Whitford. Whitford back to pass. Good pocket. He's going to fling it down the right side and is going for Marquise Peter, and he caught it. And did he score? No signal yet. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds inside the 1. Marquise Peter caught it and continued to run backwards as he was facing Braden Whitford. And we were waiting to see the signal touchdown.
It looked like he got in, but the official was in the end zone underneath the goalpost.
And that first down brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions. And the official on our side, as the ball was thrown to the far right side, is the one that marked him out of bounds. And we have a timeout because of an injured player by Greenwood back near the line of scrimmage. This is Blaze Moore, who's not down, but he is walking gingerly off the field. And Marquise Peter, he turned to face Whitford, caught it, and continued to backpedal, and just backpedaled out of bounds inside the 1. He thought he got the pylon. Apparently not, but Russellville looking at 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Russellville pretty good when they get in the red zone. They score 86% of the time. They have it 1st and goal from the 1. Tight formation for the Cyclones. Cole Hathcote, the running back. Whitford back to pass, looking left. He's going to throw to Hathcote coming out of the backfield, and he's got it for the Cyclone touchdown.
Yeah, no defense on Hathcote at all.
That's odd because I thought they might be looking at him to run the football. But coming out of the backfield, he catches it, and that touchdown brought to you by Phil Wright Autoplex. Cyclones avoid the mercy rule by a defensive stop, and they drive down and score a touchdown, a 67-yard drive. Connor Cooper on to try the extra point here with 1:17 left to play in the third quarter. Cooper, number 23. The snap is bobbled. Lovelace picks it up. He's going to fling it for the end zone. It's going to be picked off by Greenwood, and you can't return it there as I think it crossed the goal line. So the extra point is no good. And Russellville trails 35-13, but they do get the 6 points. We'll take a break with 1:17 left to play in the third quarter. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
That touchdown set up by the long pass
KCJC, Dartnell, Russellville.
They play the best country of all. River Country, KCJC.
James Dunham is experienced, an attorney for 30 years whose practice covers all areas of the law. James Dunham is ethical. He's chairman of the Supreme Court Committee on Professional Conduct. James Dunham is fair. He's known for his respectful treatment of others. He's a man of judicial temperament and sober judgment. Elect James Dunham, Circuit Judge.
Paid for by the Dunham Campaign.
So the Cyclones on that scoring summary, they go 67 yards in 6 plays, couple weird formations, but a big pass from Whitford to Peter to set it up. And then inside the 1, Whitford hits Cole Hathcote on 1st and goal for a 1-yard touchdown pass. It's technically called a 2-point conversion that failed, even though it was either a bad snap, low snap, something on the extra point. It does not come off of Connor Cooper, who's perfect on extra points, 13 of 13, and Russell running a onside kick, which we thought they might, but they do not end up getting it. Not a bad time to do it when you're down 35-13. Don't have a problem with that. But they kick it to, let's see, where they're going to give it to him at midfield. They still haven't officially spotted it. I don't know if it's going to be at midfield or at the 49 of Russellville.
I think it's at the 49.
They're switching out footballs because when you're on offense, you get to use your own football. That's where Greenwood will start at the Cyclone 49-yard line. 2 receivers at each side. They're going to set up their own screen to the near side, complete at the 45-yard line. Leaning forward for the extra yard is Angel. And Russell trying to slow down Greenwood as best they can. Greenwood likes to go fast. They've had to slow up a little bit here. But okay, now we see why. There's a flag on the far side. I think it's illegal formation. So they call it a false start, but I think it's the legal formation. I don't think they had enough guys on line of scrimmage, or maybe there was something else. So wipe out that play. And Greenwood at times has been their own worst enemy with penalties, and the penalties have been simple stuff like jumping off sides or false starts.
That's not like a Greenwood team. I mean, everybody says they're a machine, but the machine hadn't worked smooth tonight.
They say that, and I agree with you, but then you look up and it's 35-13, Greenwood leading. Turn, give it to Wilkinson on the 1st and 15. He's got that yardage back a little bit more as he crosses midfield, gets to the 47-yard line.
Again, good pursuit by that Russellville defense.
And a pickup of 8 yards by Wilkinson. He's carried the football for 90 tough yards on 14 carries. He's got 3 touchdowns. On 2nd down 7, far side completion to Brown. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Great open field tackle out there, fighting through a block by Caleb Gray.
Yeah, it's a great tackle. Like you say, he was fighting off a block and hit the receiver right at his knees and brought him down.
3rd down and 8. Greenwood at the Cyclone 48-yard line. 18 seconds left to play 3rd quarter. Cyclones trailing 35-13. Is Greenwood going to run a play here? The clock rolling. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. It looks like they're trying to get one off. Play clock. Not really a factor. Game clock down to 7 as they snap it, set up a screen. It's tipped around and incomplete. Boy, that had interception written all over it. And that's the last play of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, come back with the 4th quarter. Cyclones trailing 35-13. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Corey Beeson and the folks at Beeson Roofing Solutions are proud to support local sports in the River Valley. And they also want to say a special thank you to all their loyal customers and the community for their business. So if you have a problem with your roof, whether it be on your home or business, visit BeesonRoofing.com to see their work or call 967-2288 to schedule a free estimate or second opinion today from your local roofing experts, Beeson Roofing Solutions.
Fellner's Athletes Corner, your high-performance athletic store for quality athletic footwear and apparel, features Nike, Under Armour, The North Face, Patagonia, Oakley, Saucony, New Balance, Brooks, Asics, Kabu, Keen, and many, many more. Fellner's invites you to make them your first stop. With more than 50 years combined experience, the familiar faces at Fellner's can help you with all your athletic needs. Fellner's Athletes Corner, 2320 West Main, Russellville, open 9:30 until 6 Monday through Saturday.
As we start the 4th quarter, the Cyclone defense is looking at a 4th down and 8 by Greenwood, and I wonder if Greenwood's going to punt the football. They are. They're at least coming out in punt formation. Again, they don't take a lot of chances. They usually play things straightforward. You can do that when you're number 1 in the state. Greenwood leading the Cyclones 35-13 as we start the final quarter of play. Reed Wolf, the only player back deep. Russell coming after it a little bit. Boy, they got close. This is a nice punt, though, by Stewart, and it's going to be fair caught by Reed Wolf at the 10-yard line. Well, he picked a good time for a good punt. It's 38 yards, but it put him Cyclones inside the 10-yard line.
That's good hands by Wolf. He caught that in a crowd.
Now, Caleb Gray jumped up. I thought he was going to get a piece of it trying to block that. Caleb's blocked one this year in the Morrilton game for a touchdown. They gave him the 11 on that, so. On the right hash mark for the Cyclone offense. Whitford, 2 running backs in the backfield. Cyclones trailing 35-13. 2 receivers to the left. Short side of the field's the right. Whitford looking right. Nothing there. He's going to step up in the pocket, fling it out left side. It's going to be incomplete. There's a long throw. A couple yards. I'm almost happy that's incomplete because I get nervous when it goes over on that far side.
Yeah, he had a man open, and Brady Burnett, but just couldn't get the ball to him. Our receivers have been open tonight.
Second down and 10. I think Benton and El Dorado are tied at 31. Well, the scoreboard show coming up at 10 o'clock here on 102.3. Second down and 10. Whitford throwing far sides complete. A worried Wolf. He breaks a tackle. There's a flag on the field. He's across the 30, 40, 45. Stops there. Takes a hit. Gets out of bounds at the 47-yard line. I see a flag back at the 19-yard line or just something pink on the field maybe. There's something pink at the 19-yard line, so no flag. I don't know what that is, but I see something over there. But, hey, that's even better. Big play to Reed Wolf. 36 yards. It gives the Cyclones a Beeson Roofing Solution first down here on 102.3. Not seeing things. That is something over there.
Yeah, it is.
Ball on the left hash mark. Whitford looking across the middle, throwing it's incomplete. He looking for Lovelace on the quick little slant. He was guarded by Colton Tuck. Bring up second down and 10 for the Cyclones at their own 47. 11:29 left to go in the game. That's a red towel, not a pink towel, I think. Dropped by Cyclones. Cyclones in their red uniforms with white numbers. Boy, I love those. They're just easy to see the numbers. White pants, black helmets, Greenwood in all white with dark blue trim. Whitford on second 10. He's being flushed out of the pocket. They go down. They grabbed his face mask, and this may be a personal foul because it tilted his head downward. In fact, when he finally broke free, as he's going down, he looked at the official to see if he was going to throw the flag. And if it's a 15-yard penalty, that's what I hope because it's a 5-yard. Russell may lose some yards anyway. It's going to be 15-yard. And Greenwood player had something to say to a Cyclone player. They're
still talking to him.
Yeah, he is. It's 15 yards from the spot, which is the 40-yard line. So it'll give the Cyclones the ball at the 45 of Greenwood. Not an automatic first down. It's still second down, but second down and 2. Winds up being an 8-yard penalty because it happened so far behind the line of scrimmage. Whitford, high snap. He's able to corral it. Rolls out to his right, and he's throwing downfield, and it's going to be incomplete.
A lot of pressure on Whitford at that time. He had to rush the ball.
Yep. You get that one, get rid of that one, and keep it at third down and short. If he takes a sack, it's third down at 8, third down at 10. Russellville needs about 2.5 yards for a first down here, trailing 35-13. Clock stopped with 11:06 left to go in the game. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Russellville on third and short going with 2 running backs. And times they do this, they usually go with Kobe Curtis, but that's Kobe Robinson to the left of Whitford and Hathcote to the right. That's going to be a pass play. Whitford, nothing there. He's going to roll out to his left, and he motions and he throws to the far side, complete enough for the first down. Motion over to Lovelace to get him to move a little bit. Threw it out there for a first down.
Yeah, good play by Whitford just to get away from that rush. Again, not much protection for him, but he got the ball out to Lovelace.
3 yards on the pass. You needed 2.5, and that's first down brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on 102.3. Ball on the left hash mark, 43-yard line is what we have to call it. They're going to turn and hand the ball off to Kobe Robinson on the sweep. Can he get the corner? No, he has to put the cleats in the ground. Takes a big shot at the 45-yard line, and just hope he gets up. He got hit in the helmet a little bit, and he's staggering a little bit. And they're going to bring him out of the game, or they're going to do official timeout. He got popped in the helmet on the side there, and the official is called timeout because he got to find himself out there. He got hit hard on that play. Latrell Thomas, number 48, is going to come in for him. Usually don't get the helmet-to-helmet contact when you're a runner because you're not defenseless. But he got popped from the side. I don't think he saw it coming. He couldn't flinch, and he's sitting down and getting looked at by the trainer, Mr. Mike Hilton. He's one of the best. 10:08 left to play in the ball game. Russellville trailing 35-13. Back to action here. Second down and 12 after that loss on the play. Whitford looking left, pumps, steps up. He's going to throw it out there. It's going to be a jump ball. It's complete by Brady Burnett at the 20. He's going down the left sideline into the end zone for the touchdown. He out-jumped Cole McDaniel and then went untouched into the end zone for the touchdown from there. 44 yards from Whitford to Burnett.
Well, that's what I said. The secondary for Greenwood is not the best, and we've been able to get behind them. That was just a jump ball, but our receiver was behind him.
But I think he just out-jumped him there. That's a great play by Whitford. Whitford. It was a great play by Burnett. And he played it right. You got the ball at the highest point, and that's what he did. The extra point by Cooper is good. Cyclones trail by 15 with 9:50 left to go in the game. We'll take a break. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Hey, it's Drew Mitchell for Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery. Lakeside is really proud this year to be sponsoring our local sports all throughout the River Valley. They're committed to the area. It's just another way they show that. When you're in the market for dentures, wisdom teeth, or whatever the case may be, remember Lakeside Oral, Facial, and Dental Implant Surgery, and check out their website at lakesideofs.com. Lakeside Oral Surgery, helping make the broadcast of local sports throughout the River Valley possible.
9:50 left to go in the onside kick there, and Greenwood able to cover it at the 40-yard line.
Those onside kicks scare me.
Russellville trying an onside kick after the touchdown. It hit off Greenwood. It was a live ball, but Russellville unable to cover it. Greenwood covers it at their own 40-yard line, and that's where they start. Cyclones trailing 35-20. We'll give you about the scoring details of the Cyclones here in just a minute. The Legion takes the handoff, gets a yard and a half, and that'll be it.
Well, I think we'll see Greenwood try to run the ball and get some time off this clock.
I don't think they're – maybe run the ball, but I don't think they're getting time off the clock because they're going fast. I think they're wanting to score. 2 receivers to each side. The play clock's just at 26 when they snap it. Presley, here comes the blitz. He's going to be hit. He breaks that one. He's going to be hit again back at the 30-yard line. Cole Hathcote. They should be running some time off the clock maybe, but they're going fast and they're going backwards. 3rd and 20 for Greenwood. But they're going to go fast once again, or at least line up quickly. 9:05 left to go in the game, and Russellville trailing by 15 after that 44-yard touchdown pass from Braden Whitford to Brady Burnett. Russellville got the extra point. We'll tell you about that drive when we get a chance, but right now this defense is stepping up. Presley, the quarterback, 2 receivers to each side. Hard count, try to draw the Cyclones offsides. Play clock down to 9 seconds. And Coach Wood is on the sideline encouraging his defense. Presley going to turn and hand it to Wilkinson. He's across the 30, nowhere close for a first down, though. Gets to the 37, that'll be it.
Yeah, we had Ty Hips in there on that stop. Good defense.
Cyclones trailing by 15, 8:25 left to go, and the game clock rolling. On that last scoring summary, Russell goes 89 yards in 7 plays. Whitford to Burnett for a 44-yard touchdown pass in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And 4th and 13 for Greenwood, and they're going to punt the football away. I agree with you on that. I thought maybe you would just be running some time off the clock, but they went fast, and it backfired. Now they're going to punt the football away, and Russell only down 2 scores. But now they're running it down. They can run it down to 7, so they could have run it down more. They do punt the football away, and T.J. Holt going to call for a fair catch at the 30-yard line, 31-yard line, and that's where he'll catch it, and that's where the Cyclone defense will take over. A 32-yard punt with no return.
It's good field position for our offense.
7:52 left to go in the ball game, and I mean they ran off almost 2 minutes, and that was it. And really, a good portion of that was after they were lined up to punt the football away. Not questioning what they're doing. They're number one for a reason, but I think that instance, maybe some of their fans would like to have run a little bit more time off the clock. Russell trailing by 15. Have a little bit of momentum on their side right now. Turn to give the ball to Cole Hathcote, and this is going backwards. He's brought down back at the 25-yard line, and Cole is not moving.
I don't understand that call.
And Cole Hathcote's still not moving. I don't know if he went down awkward or what, but now he's moving a little bit, but he's still on his stomach. And players taking a knee after the play. And fans got quiet. Even the Cyclone sidelines taking a knee. Almost everybody on the field is taking a knee, except for a couple Greenwood players hadn't, and one was over there talking to the other one. Not sure what's going on there, and well, you hope for the best here. I think they've got him rolled over. They do. They have him rolled over on his backside. We're going to take a break here. 7:43 left to play here in the ball game. Cyclones trailing 35-20. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC. And Cole Hathcote is up, but being helped off the field. And drew some applause, but he's got each arm around somebody to help him off the field. Cole Hathcote's been doing a little bit of running back duty tonight, but he's the Cyclones' leading tackler on defense for the season, not just for tonight. He is putting pressure, a little bit of pressure. I tell you, when they go down like that, I hate to speculate because immediately I think broken leg or something like that, the way the players reacted and move away from him. We're back to action. Still a quiet crowd. It's weird. Not Brady Burnett, but Braden Whitford rolls back and spins away, but not far enough as he's sacked back at the 10-yard line. And, boy, this is really taking the air out of the Cyclones right now because really they don't care about they're not caring about the game right now. They're worried about their buddy. Russell lost 9 yards on that play to Cole Hathcote. They lose 12 yards here. And look, you get a great defensive stop. You're down 2 scores. And the next, after 2 offensive plays, you're looking at 3rd and 31. Hathcote is over here on the sideline on the training table. Russell, they need their own 41. They're a long way from it. Whitford back to pass. He's going to throw a screen pass, incomplete. Latrell Thomas had to go off his hands. I don't think he would have gone 31 yards. They did have pursuers out there, but it'll bring up 4th down and 31. So Russell going to have to punt the football from deep in their own end. And you could still be thinking about 2 possessions here, but you are going to need some 3 and outs, and you're going to need Greenwood to continue to go fast like they normally do. 6:48 left to go in the game. Russell trailing 35-20, trailed by 35-7, and Greenwood had the ball. If they would have scored a touchdown, it would have invoked the mercy rule. Since then, Cyclones have come back with 13 points. Had the ball there to cut it to 1 possession, but couldn't do anything with it. That's a wobbly kick, it's short. It's going to hit at the 36 of Russellville, roll to the 41. Very short kick, but you can't kick it too deep where Jasna's going to get it. It goes to the 41, so a kick of 31 yards and no return, obviously, and they're going to start at the Cyclone 41-yard line, and 6:38 left to play in the ball game.
Yeah, this is a key series right here for our defense.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, but they hand off here. Legion gets the call, straight up the gut. He takes a hit at the 39, does a 360, and he's down. Yeah, he's getting up. They'll mark him dead at the 38-yard line to pick up 3 yards on the play.
And tie hips around his ankles. Good tackle.
2nd down and 7. Play clock at 27 as they're lining up here. 6:15 left to go in the game. They're not running time off the clock. They'll turn and hand it to Wilkinson, and he's going to be hit after a gain of 1 or 2. They're going to give him the 36-yard line, so officially a 2-yard pickup as he tried over that right side.
That play didn't go anywhere.
Third down, and again, I'm not going to question them. I mean, this is what we need them to do. We just need to stop them. Need them to go quickly. 2 receivers at each side. Play clock at 24. Now they are going to check the sideline. Coach Wood, who's usually up in the booth, is down there on the sideline. I don't know if he made that switch at halftime or not. They're going to turn and hand the ball to Wilkinson. He breaks a tackle at the 35, and he's across the 30, 25-20, and tackled inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And we had him for, before he got to the first down. We just couldn't wrap our arms around him.
They say he's down at the 19-yard line to pick up of 17 yards, so he's over 100 yards tonight on 17 carries for 116. 5:20 left to go in the game. A little bit more resistance from Cyclones tonight as there was last year. Greenwood won easily. And now Greenwood running some time off the clock. They don't really huddle checking sideline, but they're lining up here with 11 seconds on the play clock. A turn to give it to Wilkinson, trying the right side, and boy, he does a good job getting back the line of scrimmage as he's cut down at the 19-yard line of no gain.
T.J. Holt, number 10, came up and made that stop.
Russell had the football down 15. The injury to Cole Hathcote and the sack on the next play made it 3rd down and very long. Incomplete on the screen pass, and I'll say that was the game, but that seemed like a chance. Russell had to score a touchdown on that drive. Still some time, but you need to stop here. 4:30 left, and Greenwood now running time off the clock. Last play in this play. Play clock down to 9 seconds as they line up here. Wilkinson, the deep back. He's going to turn, get it straight up the gut, and he breaks free. He's going to score easily. There's a touchdown run by Hunter Wilkinson. They can say what they want to about him being their player of the game if they want to, but to me it's still Jasna, but he's making a bid for it. He's got 4 touchdowns tonight. And he's done very well for the Bulldogs, but Jasna's the one that changed the complexion of this game when Russell had a 7-0 lead early on, and even after it was tied. Stewart on to try the extra point as they lead at 41-20. It's down, it's up, and it's good. 42-20, Greenwood leading. We'll take a break with 4:16 left to go in the game. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
42, Russellville 20.
How many times have you had to go without your heating or your air unit when you needed it most? Your family's freezing or sweating and they look to you for relief. You call someone and they say it's going to cost an arm and a leg to fix. Do you really feel like you have a choice? Well, now you do. Call Tony at Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air at 479-964-4004 for a free second opinion from a guy you can trust to take care of you and your family and get that unit running without all the extra charges. Arkansas River Valley Heating and Air.
Greenwood leading 42-20 after that touchdown. Game has changed on the last two drives. Stop on Russell's offense deep, and then that touchdown drive by Greenwood might be the nail in the coffin. Russell now down 22 points with 4:16 left. Stewart on to kick it. End over end kick. It's going to hit at the 5 and roll into the end zone. And Russell hadn't started past the 20 much in this second half, but they're going to get 2 here.
That's a smart play. Let him go in the end zone. At least we'll get out at the 20.
Cyclones will have the ball at their own 20 after it crosses the goal line. Automatic touchback in high school football as soon as it crosses that goal line, even on field goals. Miss a field goal, the other team gets at the 20. Bunched up formation, Latrell Thomas, the running back there with Whitford. I don't know where Cole is, but he's not on the training table anymore. But he does have his, I can see him now. He's on crutches. Whitford back to pass, throwing. It's complete to Marquise Peter. He's across the 40 to the 41-yard line, and he's gone over 100 yards receiving tonight.
Yeah, came right across the middle, and good pass by Whitford. Hit him in stride and was able to get the first down.
That first down brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions. Goes for 21 yards, and Marquise, he got 6 catches tonight. Whitford rolling to his left. Trying to buy some time. He flings it out. It's complete across midfield. Has got enough for the first down on the far side. That is Reed Wolf, and he goes down hard. He was tackled at an awkward angle, but helped up quickly. He's into Greenwood territory. That's a Beeson Roofing Solutions first down. They're going to mark him down at the 48-yard line, a pick of 11 yards. He's got 82 yards on 4 catches tonight. Mr. Wolf, the junior. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2 running backs in the backfield. Whitford gets the snap, looking right. He's going to step up in the pocket, breaks the tackle, but can't break the second one, and he's sacked back at midfield.
We're just not able to keep the defense off our quarterback. And
2 yards of loss on that one. Russell looking at 2nd and 12. 3:15 left to go in the ballgame. Russell trailing 42-20. Ball on the left hash mark. Checking the sideline, Russell. Not going to win this game. There's no quit in these Cyclones.
No, not one bit.
Wanting to score again. Bunched formation. 2 receivers to each side. Play clock down to 12. Plenty of time. Going to move a man in motion. That's Burnett. He moves over to the right. They're going to move the pocket to the right. And Whitford going to throw downfield. Going for Marquise Peter off his fingertips out of bounds.
That was a beautiful pass. Very catchable ball, but a great idea to move that pocket, give Whitford a little more time.
They bring up 3rd down at 12. Marquise has been targeted 10 times tonight. He's got 6 catches for 148 yards. Clock is stopped with 2:45 left. We're going to have the scoreboard show coming up at 10 o'clock tonight, hosted by Rex Nelson here on 102.3. Goes all the way to midnight. You got 2 hours of it. Greenwood showing blitz from the outside. Whitford, he's going to have to scramble. He scrambles to the left, and he throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. Short hopped over on the far side, intended for Reed Wolf, but he was covered up by Colin Daggett. It'll bring up 4th down and 12. Clock stop with 2:38 left. Russell going to call timeout, take a quick break. Russell trailing 42-20. You're listening to Cyclone Football in River Country, KCJC.
Your favorite meals from your favorite local restaurants have never been easier to eat, you guys, thanks to My Order Out. MyOrderOut.com is a food delivery service owned by Tyler Schumacher, and it is so easy. All you have to do is go online to MyOrderOut.com. Select Get Started Here, select a restaurant, and create your very own order. Then you can proceed to checkout and enjoy hot and delicious food delivered right to your door. Go to MyOrderOut.com to learn more.
Lake Hamilton beat Siloam Springs 28-17 after being behind 17-7 at halftime. Benton has opened up a 10-point lead against El Dorado, 41-31. Here, Russellville trailing 42-20 with 2:38 left. Cyclones calling timeout, looking at 4th down and 12. Cyclones actually, they convert 4th downs almost 70% of the time on the season. Whitford with 2 running backs. In the backfield, they need just inside the 38-yard line of Greenwood. Whitford steps up in the pocket, throwing. It's complete to Lovelace, and he's got the first down inside the 35-yard line.
Good move by Lovelace. Coming right across the middle, and good pass by Whitford.
Pick up a 15 yards on the play, and that first down brought to you by Beeson Roofing Solutions here on KCJC. Ball in the middle of the field. Clock stop with 2:31 just so they can move the chains. They get it going now. 2 receivers to each side. First down and 10 for the Cyclones at the 35-yard line of Greenwood. Move a man in motion. That's Brady Burnett towards the right side. Move the pocket to the right. Whitford throwing on the runs. Complete. No, juggled and then complete again by Lovelace. Did they call it a catch? Yes, they did. Inside the 30 to the 28. That's not enough for the first down, so the clock continues to roll here. 2:07 left to play here in the ball game. Russell trailing by 22. But that pass of 7 yards brings up second down and 3. They're going to bring a man off the bench here, Gavin Graham, and Latrell Thomas is out of the game. Graham going to be to the left of Whitford. Whitford, he's going to have to move around the pocket a little bit here. He throws, and it goes off the hands of Brady Burnett over at the 25-yard line. It'll stop the clock with 1:44 left.
Yeah, that was a good scramble by Whitford just to get some time to throw the ball.
Whitford 24 of 46 for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception tonight. He's had a pretty good night. Ball at the 28-yard line, third down and a long 3. Empty backfield for Whitford. Ball on the right hash mark. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Whitford gets a snap, delayed blitz. He's going to fling it down the middle of the field, going for Lovelace, but it's incomplete. If they're going to go for it on 4th and 12, probably going to go for it here on 4th and 3.
That's a good call. I think he just had it thrown to Lovelace on his left-hand side.
Cyclones 3 of 5 on 4th down conversions. Their first touchdown of the game was a 4th down conversion. 4th and short. They threw a long touchdown pass. Here it's 4th down and 3. They need the Bulldog 25-yard line for a first down. And motion Graham out, empty backfield. Whitford going to throw, and off the hands of Burnett. A little bit behind him, it goes incomplete. And the Cyclones turn the ball over on downs.
You had Graham out there on the left-hand side. He was wide open in the flat. But again, Whitford hadn't had much time to look around at his receivers.
And with 1:34 left, Greenwood now just, I guess they could probably take a knee. Russell with only 1 timeout. I don't think Russell would actually use their timeout here. And Greenwood is going to go into the victory formation. Take a knee back at the 23-yard line. Russell not going to use their timeout, which that's what you do. If they're going to be classy enough to take a knee, you don't use your timeout to prolong it. Usually the officials will take their time setting the ball. They didn't really too much here, but with that new 40-second play clock rule, not really much of a need. 17 seconds on the play clock with 1:05 left to go in the game. Cyclones going to lose here, fall to 0-4 in conference, 1-6 overall. Still control their own destiny, though, because they're going to play the right teams. They're going to be coming up here in a couple weeks, home game with El Dorado and then a home game with Siloam as they take another knee. First things first, Russell should win next week at Little Rock Hall. They're going to be favored, but you can't ever assume those victories. Russell needs to take them seriously and win that ball game to come back home and see what they can do about making the playoffs. 2 teams out of the conference will not make the playoffs in all likelihood, looking like Little Rock Hall might be one of those 2 teams. And there's a scramble there at the bottom to who doesn't want to be the other team. They take a knee once again, and that's all she wrote. That's all you got to do. And that'll end the ball game. Russell fought valiantly, took a lead early, but ended up falling here to Greenwood by a score of 42-20. We're going to take a break, come back with your postgame show. You're listening to Cyclone Football on River Country KCJC. If you're watching us on YouTube, we appreciate you joining us. So we're going to have the postgame show on the radio. On our Facebook page, Cyclone Booth Facebook page, we will be posting the stats here later on this evening. It'll be probably about an hour or so before we'll post the stats, but the Cyclones lose it by a score of 42-20. A week from tonight, we'll be traveling to Little Rock as the Cyclones will take on Little Rock Hall, the Warriors. The pregame is at 6:30 on 102.3 with the kickoff at 7. We'll be on the air on YouTube at about 10 till 7 with the kickoff at 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us once again. Greenwood defeats Russellville 42-20.
And they have great prices and great people. Family owned and operated, they treat people like you would expect to treat family. Whatever you look